Hello, everybody. Steve coming at you, and welcome to Last Reps Baseball. Tonight should be an exciting matchup between two Japanese powerhouse baseball teams. I hope you all enjoy this and treat Freddie with all the respect he deserves. Call a good game, Freddie, and who knows, someday you may even see me in one of these games. And if you don't, you might want to come check out my channel and see what I do. You know what? But hey, let's get back to Freddie. Let's get some baseball. Let's just have a great game.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone, wherever you're at in the world. Welcome to Last Reps Baseball's live commentary of the Nippon Professional Baseball League. Tonight, we're going to bring you Game 2 of the Pacific League Series between the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks and the Chiba Lotte Marines. Well, first of all, I'll give you the starting lineup from the visitors from Fukuoka. Leading off and playing second base is number 13, Masaki Momori. Hitting second and playing third base, 0-0, is Hikaru Kawase. Batting third and doing the designated hitting is number 9, Yuki Yanagita. And the cleanup spot in left field is number 3, Kensuke Kondo. Batting in the 5 spot at first base is number 7, Akira Nakamura. Batting in the 6th spot and playing in right field is number 32, Tetsuro Yanagamachi. Batting 7th at shortstop is number 6, Kenta Imamiya. Hitting 8th in center field, wearing number 51, is Seiji Ubiyashi. And batting 9th and doing the catching is number 19, Takuya Kai. And they're going to be facing Yuji Nishino. When the regular season was 8-5, he had 117 innings pitched. He allowed 109 hits, 39 runs, 35 of which were earned. He had walked 23 and struck out 92, and he had himself an ERA of 2.69. Well, that's your starting lineup for the Hawks. Now your starting lineup for the home team from Chiba, as the Marines lead off with Takashi Ojino. He's going to play right field and wear number 0. Batting second and at shortstop is number 4, Yudai Fujioka. Hitting third and left field is number 3, Kitsuya Kakanaka. The cleanup spot and doing the designated hitting is number 22, Gregory Polanco. Batting 5th at third base is number 5, Hisanori Yasuda. Batting 6th at first base is number 51, Koki Yamaguchi. Batting in the 7th spot and in center field is number 1, Kyoto Fujiwara. Batting 8th and doing the catching is number 27, Tatsuhiro Tamura. And batting 9th, the second baseman, number 8, Shogo Nakamura. And they are going to be facing Kohei Arihara, who takes to the mound with a 10-5 record. He'd worked 120 and 2/3 innings this year, allowing 105 hits. 40 runs, 31 have been earned. He walked 25 and struck out 74, and he's got an ERA of 2.31. Well, those are your starting lineups for both the Hawks and Marines. We'll be back in just a couple moments, and our friend Rhodes Scholar is in the house tonight. We welcome you and everybody else who joins us for this one here. It is going to be Marines versus the Hawks when we come back in 30 seconds. Welcome back, everybody. Nishino has completed his warm-up tosses, and we're ready to get this one underway. Momori, Kawase, and Yanagita to get things going. One change in the Hawks lineup for tonight, and Yukio Shudo is now out of the lineup as Momori has been inserted in the top spot, and he takes a first pitch fastball outside for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. Momori was 0 for 4 in last night's ball game. That's from the left side against the right-handed throwing Nishino, who delivers a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. And the count goes even to 1 ball and 1 strike. Our friend the living room is in the house, and we welcome you into the house. And here comes the 1-1 offering. It's a fastball swung on and tap foul over on the first base side of home plate, and the count goes to 1 ball and 2 strike. We were able to get a pregame nap in today, so should be pretty lively all the way through this affair. I can't do that all the time. So certainly that will take us through the wee hours of the morning in the rainy Pacific Northwest. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Momori as the right-hander kicks and delivers. There is a fastball swung on and Line foul down the left field line, and the count remains at 1-2. As we said, the only change is Shootout out of the lineup and Seiji Ubiashi in, with Momori moving right up to the top of the lineup here tonight. Friendly Living Room says that we're juiced. Yeah, no, not tonight. We'll have to see about staying up in different ways. There's a fastball swung on it. It's chopped over to the right side of the infield. Ranging to his left is Nakamura. He fields it. He throws to first. And Momori is going to be retired on a ground out, 4-3. So one gone here in the first inning, and that's going to bring up the third baseman, Hikaru Kawase. Well, for Kawase, in last night's ball game, he went 1 for 2. He had reached base in the ball game on a couple occasions. He had a single and a walk. Check that, he was 1 for 3 last night, actually. Missed one of those ones there, and there's a first pitch fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. Again, gets the start at third base tonight. The light-heading left-handed hitter here, waiting on the offering as the pitch is a fastball that just misses outside, and the count now goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is. And in earlier ball game tonight, the Hiroshima Carp have knocked off the Yokohama DNA Baystars as that fastball is swung on and fouled away, and the count goes to 1-2. Carp won that one a 4-2, 4-7-0 for the Carp, 2-7-0 for the Baystars. Shimauchi picked up the win in relief. It was Kamichitatani we're struggling with that one, took the loss, and it was Kirbiashi who got the save as that fastball misses down, and the count goes to 2-2. Nishikawa homered for Hiroshima, as did Sekene. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. There's a fastball swung on, it is lined right back through the box, past the pitcher. Nishino, that's going to be a single here for Kawase. He's aboard with 1 gone. That's going to bring up the designated hitter, Yuki Yanagita. Well, for Yanagita, he's 1 for 4. He had a home run and a couple of RBIs last night. He drove in all the runs. So we had mentioned at the outset of this series, he and Kondo were going to be keys to the success for the Hawks. He bats from the left side here against the right-handed throwing Nishino. He checks his side from his catcher Tamura, and he works to the set position. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses up and away for ball 1, and the count's 1-0 to Yanagita. Yanagita just fell short of the 300 mark during the regular season, as there were only 2 players with qualified at-bats that batted over the 300 mark in the Pacific League. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count goes even to 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike it is. Our plan is to be on the airwaves tomorrow in the event that the Hawks come away victorious in this one. A friend in the living room says Bauer should be doing backflips. He doesn't have to pitch game 3. There's a breaking ball taken for a call and strike. Count goes to 1-2 on Yanagita. Defensively tonight for the Marines, from left to right field, it is Kakanaka, and left the center fielder is Fujiwara, and the right fielder is Ojino, the same way last night's game began. As the right-hander Nishino kicks and fires, there's a fastball that misses down. It's now 2-2 to Yanagita. Around the horn from first to third, Yamaguchi is at first. The second baseman is Nakamura. At short, it is Fujioka with the third baseman, Yasuda. And the battery is of Nishino and Tamura. Only change tonight for the Marines is Tamura is in behind the plate. Fastball swung on, grounded over the right side of the infield. Diving to make the stop is Yamaguchi, but advancing to second as he was moving on the swing was Kawase. He's going to end up at second base safely, but it's going to go down as a ground out to 3 for the second out of the inning. So 2 gone here, and that's going to leave it up to the left fielder, Kensuke Kondo. Friend Living Room says, Wilfred Laurier thumped Windsor tonight. Fire the coach. Coming off a bye week would be unacceptable at any level to get thumped. Well, Kondo 1 for 4 in last night's game. Waits here on the first pitch from Nishino. It's a fastball that just misses up and away, and the count is 1-0. Hawks are in their black tops tonight with the white pants, as the Chiba Lotte Marines are in their white uniforms today with the pinstripes, as the right-hander checks the runner over at second and now delivers. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count goes even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is. We do anticipate that tomorrow, that in the event that these two teams go off, that it'll be another ball game, as we said, in Chiba. They are calling for rain in this one here tonight, or they did have rain in the forecast. So we'll see how this one is able to play if they do get it all in tonight. Fastball swung on. This ball is lined into left field for a base hit. Rounding third and heading home is Kawase. Here comes the throw. It's going to get cut off. And Fukuoka has taken a 1-0 lead on an RBI single here by Kensuke Kondo. So he's got himself a single and an RBI. Kawase has scored the opening run of the ball game, and the Hawks are flapping their wings here as they have jumped out with a 1-0 lead here in the first inning. And that's going to bring up the first baseman, Akira Nakamura. Well, for Nakamura, he strides to the plate. He was 0 for 4 in last night's ball game, but he made a couple of nice, stellar defensive plays at first base. He has himself a very wide open stance as the right-hander kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Our friend Living Room Sports says his day one NPB picks were perfect. Day 2 not looking so good for him. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. It's a breaking ball that misses up and away, and the count goes even to 1-1. Nishino has had to work so far in this inning. He's already at 20 pitches as the right-hander leans in and gets the side from his catcher Tamura, establishing his lead over at first base is Kondo. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on. It's popped up foul. It's going to drift into the seats behind the third base side of home plate, and the count now goes to 1-2 on Nakamura. Glad you guys can make it in late night with us. It is 2:09 Pacific time, or 5:09 on the East Coast. So for those of you who are either staying up late or getting up early to listen to this, we have a 1-0 Hawk lead here in the first inning. Right-hander Nishino works himself to the set. Here comes the 1-2. Pitch on the way. It's a split finger pitch and misses down, and the count now goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Waiting on deck is Tetsuro Yanagamachi should Nakamura reach safely. Right-hander working again to the set position, checking the runner over at first. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on, grounded through the 4-hole into right field. That's going to be a base hit. And stopping at second will be Kondo. So Nakamura's got himself a single. Kondo over to second. That is going to bring up the right fielder, Yanagamachi. So they're doing something they weren't able to do last night, is string some hits together, are the Hawks. So Yanagamachi striding to the plate. He was 1 for 2 in last night's affair. It is a left-handed loaded lineup for the Hawks. Last night when the bullpen came in for Chiba, it was a left-handed look for many of the relievers. We would anticipate that if they have to turn it over to the pen, it'll be very similar here tonight. So Yanagamachi waiting here on the first offering from Nishino, who kicks and delivers. Fastball swung on and lifted foul. It's going to reach the seats over on the third base side. The count is quickly 0-1. This lineup that they rolled out, minus Shuto, has pretty much been the lineup we've been witnessing over the last couple of weeks of the regular season. Some minor tweaks here and there. So no balls and 1 strike it is, as the right-hander Nishino Checks the runner Kondo over at second. Here comes the 0-1. Fastball misses inside, and the count goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is. A little bit of hard luck, actually, in that Central League series for the Bay Stars. Friend Nick Castle is in the house, and he wants to know, where can I watch it, and why doesn't Dingo have it? I can't answer the second question. We don't speak for Dingo. Here comes the 1-1 pitch as it's on its way. It is a breaking ball swung on and fouled away, and the count goes to 1-2. Well, you have a pile of options. So first of all, I'm going to direct you to the NPB Reddit page, the wiki page, that they give you a list of options that you can search out and be able to look for the game. And we'll give you some hints along the way here as well, Nick, so just hang tight. We don't want to disrupt the continuity of this. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Yanagamachi. The runner at second, Kondo. The runner at first, Nakamura. As the right-hander, Nishino works himself to the set. He checks the runner at second. Now he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that misses outside. The count goes to 2-2. Depending upon where you're at and what country you're in, also helps a little bit there, Nick. Where are you watching from? So 2 balls and 2 strikes as the right-hander ready to go again. Righty checks his side from his catcher. He works set, checking Kondo over at second. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on and grounded softly over on the first base side. Count remains at 2-2. Nick says he's in the USA. That's the first one. The second one you can do is you can go and pay for it on Pacific League TV. That's another option for you. You can also, I believe, Friends to Friends replays the game in the daytime. I don't know much about that, but that's certainly down in the States. As the 2-2 pitch is ready to come here to Yanagamachi, and the pitch is on its way. It's a breaking ball swung on, chopped over the head of the pitcher, fielded by the shortstop Fukuoka. He throws to first. Nice play there by the first baseman Yamaguchi to haul that one in. It's going to go down as a ground out, 6-3. And that will retire Yanagamachi for the third out of the inning. But the Hawks open the scoring with a run from Kawase. 1 run on 3 hits. There were no errors, and there were 2 runners left aboard. You're through a half inning. Your score is the Hawks 1 and the Marines coming to bat. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments with all the action right after this in just a few. Welcome back, everybody. We are cruising to the bottom half of the first inning. It's going to be Takashi Ojino, Yudai Fujioka, and Katsuya Kakanaka has come to bat here. Last night, Ojino led the ball game off with a solo shot, equaling his total of home runs in the regular season as he did in the playoffs. He had 1 home run in the regular season. And last night, he now has 1 home run in the playoffs. That was off of Carter Stewart Jr. to begin the ball game. Well, Ojino was 2 for 3 in the game last night with that homer and an RBI, and he steps up to the plate here for the first time tonight, ready to take on Kohei Arihara. Bats from the right side does Ojino as Arihara ready to go. Arihara is a little bit on the more deliberate side. He's not exactly the quickest worker that we will enjoy watching, as the right-hander works himself to the set position. And here comes the first pitch. It's a breaking ball that misses down and away. And the count is 1 ball and no strikes. So 1 ball and no strikes it is to Ogino as the right-hander Arihara working to the belt. Even though nobody's on, he kind of pitches in a stretch for it all the time. There's a fastball that misses down and away, and the count goes to 2-0. A big game here for Arihara as he gets the ball in a situation where it's a must-win game for the Fukuoka Ball Club. Tough crowd on the road here in Chiba. Hawks might be able to get one. It'll be hard to say if they can get two. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball that catches the outside corner. Count now goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. And the right-hander leans in, gets the sign as Takuya Kai puts down the fingers. And the 2-1 is on its way. As he kicks and delivers, there's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into shallow center field. Backing up on it is the shortstop, Imamiya. And he's going to make the catch. And Ogino goes quietly for out number 1. 1 up and 1 away, and that'll bring up Yudai Fujioka. Defensively tonight for the Hawks, as we said, very similar to last night. The only change is in center field. From left to right field, it is Kondo in left. The center fielder is Ubiashi, and right fielder is Yanagamachi. Around the horn from first to third, it is Nakamura at first, Mamori at second, Imamiya at short, and the third baseman Kawase, with the battery of Arihara and Kai. As Yudai Fujioka waits on the first pitch, and he swings at a fastball, lifts it into straightaway center field, and this ball is going to get down for a base hit. So Fujioka is going to get himself his first hit of the series, as he's aboard with 1 gone, and that's going to bring up the left fielder, Katsuya Kakanaka. Well, for Kakanaka, he's 0 for 1 tonight, or 0 for 1 entering the ball game tonight. He had a couple of at-bats, and he was replaced in the ball game last night by Hiromi Oka, who came on and took his last couple at-bats. Oka had a couple of hits, but it is Kakanaka who gets the start again here tonight. He bats here from the left side against the right-handed throwing Arihara, who leans in and gets the sign from his catcher, Takuya Kai. Arihara checks the runner at first and now works himself to the belt. He kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Polanco waits his turn on deck, as the Marines are trying to get themselves the 1 run back that they find themselves looking back up at. Here comes the 1-0 offering, but instead Arihara throws over to first, and diving back in time is the runner. Nick says, can anyone link me? I'll pay for it. Well, first of all, we can't send the links here in the chat. That's going to be a problem for you. And here comes the 1-0 pitch. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep right field, moving over toward the line and watching it sail into the seats foul. As the right fielder, Yanagamachi, and the count goes even at 1-1. But Living Room has already given you something up at the top there to go to Google and to do it. You're going to have to follow the instructions and use your Google Translate. And if you can do that, then you're all set and on your way to watching the game. Although you won't be listening to it in English, it might be in Chinese or Japanese, usually Chinese off of that site. 1 ball and 1 strike, but it is going to get you where you need to be. You just have to play with it, and you got to be able to use a mouse and navigate a little bit around to get it. So here comes the 1-1 pitch as the right-hander Arihara gets the sign from his catcher Kai as he shakes him off and checks the runner over at first. Now he's ready to go again. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses down and in as Kakanaka skip ropes out of the way. The count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. As I had given you Pacific League TV, that's the other option, and you can go and pay for it right there. Same thing, you're going to have to be able to use your Google or your Google Translate to be able to navigate around because it's in Japanese for you. Here's the 2-1 pitch. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count goes to 2-2. Although if you're buying packages off of that Pacific League site, it's probably not worth it to you this late in the season because it'll give you the next round, but won't give you the finals. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Kakanaka. Runner at first, Fukuoka, 1 gone here in the bottom of the first inning. Establishing his lead over at first is the runner Fukuoka, as the right-hander Arihara leans in and he gets his sign. As we said, Arihara can really slow this game down. We haven't even got to the bullpen yet. Here's the 2-2. Fastball swung on, is lifted over the head of the second baseman Mori. It's going to get down into right field. Picking it up is the right fielder Yanagamachi. He fires into third, but it's not going to be in time as Fukuoka able to go first to third. That's a good piece of base running by the Chiba shortstop. And Kakanaka's got himself a bleeder base hit. That puts runners on the corners with 1 gone, and it's going to bring up Gregory Polanco. Well, for Polanco, he is 2 for 4 entering the game tonight with a homer and an RBI last night. So the big fella has a chance to make a statement here. That ball was absolutely destroyed off the bat of Polanco last night, from offered up by the starter Carter Stewart Jr. It looked like a man versus boy, that is for sure. Well, Takuya Kai up in front, flashing the first and third defensive signs. Kakanaka not necessarily a threat to run anymore. He is the runner at first base, but that's not to say that they won't try to squeeze that run across from third base. But I would assume they're going to let Polanco do the damage here. He's been swinging a good bat lately. Tied for the Pacific lead in home runs with 26, along with Kensuke Kondo and Hideo Asamura, as the right-hander works himself to the belt. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep center field. Drifting back on it and making the catch is the center fielder, Ubiashi. Tagging at third and heading home is Fukuoka, and we're all square here at 1. Sacrifice fly and an RBI for Polanco as he drives in the first run of the ballgame for the Marines, and we're all locked up at 1s here in the first inning. That's going to bring up the third baseman, Hisanori Yasuda. Well, for Yasuda, he enjoyed himself a quality ball game last night. He was 2 for 4. He had no homers and 3 RBIs. 3 of the 8 runs batted in came last night, and 2 of them after he was at the plate and he was trying to bunt, and he couldn't get either of those opportunities down, and he had some 2-strike hitting that drove in a pair of runs. So here comes the first offering from the right-hander Arihara. He delivers a fastball that swung on and grounded foul past the bag at first base. Count is 0-1 to Yasuda. So no balls and 1 strike it is. The right-hander ready to go again, as he works himself to the belt, and now he kicks and delivers. Fastball swung on, chopped over the head of the pitcher, fielded by Imamiya behind the bag at second. He throws to first, and that's going to retire Yasuda on a ground out 6-3. But the Marines answer back in their half of the first. They had 1 run on the benefit of 2 hits. There was no errors, and there was 1 runner left aboard. We are now through 1 complete. Your score is the Hawks 1 and the Marines 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the top of the second inning when we return after this. We appreciate you guys for checking in with us tonight. It is the battle of the Hawks and the Marines. We'll be back in just a few right after this. Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be the 7, 8, and 9 hitters to come to bat here in the top of the second inning for the Hawks. That means Kenta Emamiya, Seiji Ubiashi, and Takuya Kai to face the right-hander Nishino, who begins his second inning of work with a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Emamiya. 29 pitches in the first inning for Nishino, as he got off to a bit of a rocky start. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count now goes to 0-2 on Emamiya. Emamiya 0 for 3 in last night's ball game. Gets the start again here at shortstop tonight. The veteran of many years with the Fukuoka Ball Club as he waits on the 0-2. There's a breaking ball swung on and lifted foul down the right field line. It's going to reach the seats. The count remains at 0-2 to Emamiya. Look forward to giving you the call again tomorrow night should this go to a Game 3 situation, as both of these clubs will be battling it out. The breaking ball swung on, grounded over to third, fielded neatly by the third baseman Yasuda. He throws to first, and Emamiya's gone on a ground out 5-3 for the first out of the inning. That's going to bring up the center fielder, Seiji Ubiashi. Well, Ubiashi was 0 for 1 in last night's ball game. He entered the fray as a pinch hitter for Takuya Kai. He gets the start here tonight, so a little change from the manager Fujimoto. Ubiashi had himself a good Japan series a few years ago for the Hawks as he was inserted into the lineup. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. He's a longtime veteran here for the Hawks. A chance to really perform at the highest of stages. Here's the 1-0 pitch. It's a fastball swung on and grounded foul on the first base side, and the count goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Ubiashi. Hawks scored at the top of the first, and they allowed the Marines to come right back in their bottom of the half as that breaking ball misses down, and the count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. We anticipate that this game tonight could be a seesaw affair and turn into a battle of the bullpens again. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep right field. This ball could be trouble. Back on the warning track, but right up against the wall and making the catch is the right fielder Ogino. Ubiashi sent it to the deepest part of right field he could, but he couldn't quite get it over the fence. He's going to be retired for the second out of the inning. That's going to leave it all up to the catcher, Takuya Kai. Well, for Kai, he's 0 for 2 tonight. 0 for 2 in the series as he comes to bat here tonight. We always keep our eye on the wind in Chiba. It's a very windy ballpark, but not as windy right now as it has been. It looks like the wind is blowing more from right to left. First pitch, fastball misses down, and the count's 1-0 to Kai. Kai has a really open stance. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Shugo Maki. Fastball swung on, and it's grounded foul down the first baseline, and the count goes even at 1-1. I was watching a little bit of that Bay Stars Carp game earlier tonight, and Shugo Maki really, really open and dives into the pitches. I think Takuya Kai has it at a whole other level. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is here. As the right-hander gets the side from his catcher and he works himself to the chest and now delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on and it's fouled back. The count goes to 1-2 on Kai. 1 ball and 2 strikes it is. Shino gets himself a new baseball, and he's ready to go back to work. As the right-hander kicks and fires, there's a fastball swung on and is lifted foul down the right field line. Count still remains at 1-2 to Kai. Right-hander against the right-hander. Nishino struggling to find his groove here, although in the second inning, looks like he is starting to do so now as the pitch is on its way. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed. Kai's in the books for the third out of the inning, and that's going to do it here for the Hawks. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board. We are now through 1.5 innings in Chiba. Your score is the Marines 1 and the Hawks 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call of the bottom of the second inning when we return. We appreciate you guys for jumping in here with us tonight. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 6, 7, and 8 hitters to come to bat for Chiba here in their second inning. That means Koki Yamaguchi, Kiona Fujiwara, and Tetsuhiro Tamura to face Kohei Arihara. Will be coming on for his second inning of work as he's completed his warm-up tosses. 1-1 is the scoreline here as both teams traded runs in the first inning as this game here is starting to settle in for inning number 2. In last night's ball game, Yamaguchi went 0 for 4 as he bats here from the right side against the right-handed throwing Arihara. So the right-hander leans in and he gets the sign from Kai as we're ready to resume the action. There comes the offering as the pitch is delivered. It is a fastball swung on, is grounded over to third. Nice play by Kawase. He throws across the diamond. And with one pitcher's one away here in the second inning, that goes in the books as a ground out, 5-3. I'll bring up the center fielder, Kiona Fujiwara. Well, for Fujiwara, he enters the ball game tonight after going 1 for 4 in last night's game. He had no homers and a couple RBIs. Batting from the left side here against the right-handed throwing Arihara. And the right-hander kicks and delivers. There's a first pitch fastball that misses outside. The count goes to 1-0. Fujiwara, then Tamura here to face the right-hander. As Arihara kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball dropping in for a called strike, and the count now runs even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Again, Arihara gets his sign and he goes back to work. Pitch on the way. It's a fastball swung on and it's grounded foul just past the first base coach's box, and the count goes to 1-2 on Fujiwara. Playoffs in Major League Baseball resume on Sunday evening as it is down to the final 4 in the MLB. It'll be the Texas Rangers and the Houston Astros going head-to-head against one another. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, there's a fastball swung on it. It's grounded up the middle. Fielded by Imamiya as he's moving to his left. He throws to first, and that's going to retire Fujiwara on a ground out, 6-3. 2 gone, and that's going to leave it up to the catcher, Tetsuhiro Tamura. Well, Tamura did not get the start and did not see action in last night's ball game. We're a little surprised at who the Marines were choosing to go with. I would have thought it would have been Sato possibly behind the plate. And then Tamura as our second choice. But last night, the Chiba Ball Club chose to start Ko Matsukawa. As the first pitch is swung on, it is grounded over to third. Another nice play by Kawase. He gets up, he throws to first. That's going to be a ground out, 5-3. And the Marines go quietly in their half of the second inning. All 3 groundouts to the left side. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left the board. Your score as we are through 2 completed is 1-1 Hawks and Marines. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the top of the third inning when we return in just a couple moments. Appreciate you guys for being here. And we got Marissa Hubbard in the house. And she says Astros to win. We'll be right back in just a few. Appreciate you for being here. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. We're moving to the top of the third inning, and it is going to be Masaki Momori, Hikaru Kawase, and Yuki Yanagita to come to bat as they will face Yuji Nishino here for the top of the third. Our friend Marissa says it's her first time listening and love listening to the game, and we're glad that you love listening to it, and hopefully you come on back and see us again either tomorrow night or in the week. We will be calling all more games. We will stay with the Pacific League most likely for the first 2 rounds. Unless, of course, the next round ends up a little bit short. Winner of this game or winner of this series will take on the Oryx Buffaloes, as that'll be the next matchup. If the series ends a little bit short, then we would jump over to the Central League. Here comes the first offering. It's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1 to Momori. Momori grounded out to second his first time up. He's 0 for 1 in the ball game, 0 for 5 in the series. As the right-hander Nishino working himself into the delivery, and it is a fastball that misses down, and the count goes even at 1-1. Our friend Rhodes Scholar also welcomes you, and we have a good group of crowd. Sometimes it's a little different in the weekday than it is on the weekend, and certainly the early weekend crowd is a little bit busier than others. There's a fastball swung on it. It's grounded fair down the right field line into the corner. And it's kicked around, and it's going to be fielded by the right fielder. I wonder what happened over there. It looked like for some reason it may have hit the ball boy. Well, we're going to have to get another look at that one, but it looks like that it is going to be Momori stopping at second. That was kind of strange. It went deflected off the first baseman, and then, that's what happened. The ball kicked off the wall. The ball boy had got himself out of the way, but it's going to be a double for Momori, as he is at second base with a leadoff double, and that's going to bring up the third baseman, Hikaru Kawase. Kawase 1 for 1 tonight. He singled and scored the first run of the ball game. He's already squaring to bunt. He's 2 for 4 in the series. As the right-hander Nishino checks the runner and now delivers, then the ball is bunted foul into the catcher, Tamura, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Kawase. Marissa says it's 8:40 p.m. on a Sunday night in Melbourne, so listening from Australia. Well, appreciate you for listening in. We do have had some Australian listeners from time to time that pop through the stream. And of course, always the Aussies are more than welcome. Here comes the 0-1 pitch as he squares to bunt, pulls back, and he hits a ground ball over to the left side of the infield. Fielded neatly by the shortstop. It's still going to advance the runner over to third, as Momori will get in. Fukuoka had to charge the ball as he was moving. As he charged the ball, he was able to field it on his backhand and fire across the diamond to retire the batter Kawase. He does the job just the same, but it's a ground out 6-3 for the first out of the inning. Brings up the designated hitter, Yuki Yanagita. Well, for Yanagita, he is 0 for 1 tonight. He grounded out to first his first time up. 1 for 5 in the series. As the right-hander Nishino holds himself to the chest, and now he kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed. Count is quickly 0-1. Our friend CV baseball card collector in the house tonight. He's burning the midnight oil. We appreciate you for hanging with us as well. So no balls and 1 strike to Yuki Yanagita as he bats from the left side here against the right-handed throwing Nishino, who kicks and fires a fastball that misses outside, and the count runs even to 1-1. Our friend Marissa, who's in the house here, where exactly in Australia are you listening from? As the 1-1 pitch is about ready to happen here from Nishino. Infield is in here for the Marines as they're going to try to cut the run off at the plate. With that runner at third and 1 away. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on. It is lifted fair down the left field line. It's going to bleed into the corner. That's going to get Mamori in. Digging around first and heading into second is Yanagita. The throw comes in and it gets away from the second baseman. Nice job there. Backing up the play was the first baseman Yamaguchi. But that is going to be a double, a hustle double, and an RBI for Yanagita. That is going to make the scoreline a 2-1 for the Hawks. And that's going to bring up the left fielder, Kensuke Kondo. And for Kondo, he is 1 for 1 tonight, 2 for 5 in the series. He's also got himself an RBI. So this one here is shaping up to be quite the high-scoring affair. 2-1 now for the Hawks. Kondo at the plate with Yanagita at second, and now Kondo has asked for time as he feels that the pitcher Nishino is working just a little bit too quickly for his liking. Already Nishino is up to the 50 pitch mark as we are still here in the third inning. Kondo now gets himself dug in, ready to go. He's waggling the bat. Right-hander Nishino checks the runner at second and delivers. Fastball misses up and away for ball 1. 1-0 to Kondo. Kondo in last night's ball game had himself a base knock, and he also was able to bring home a run. So again, he's waggling the bat here, waiting on the offering from Nishino, who kicks and fires. Fastball misses down, and the count goes to 2-0. He's got himself at a good hitter's count here, does Kondo. Kira Nakamura waits his turn on deck. I would not bat an eye if Nishino indirectly pitches around Kondo. They've got the open base over at first base with Nakamura on deck to set up the force. As the right-hander holds to the set, here comes the offering as he checks the runner and now delivers. Breaking ball misses down, and the count goes to 3-0 on Kondo. Why not just hold the fourth finger up and put him on? Save yourself an extra bullet in the gun here. So 3-0 to Kondo. Yanagita establishes his lead over at second base. Hawks have taken a 2-1 lead here. As the pitch is on its way, it's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count goes to 3-1 on Kondo. Our friend Road Scholar is in favor to pitch to Kondo. He says, let's shut him down. Dangerous part of the batting order these Hawks have here with Yanagita and Kondo back-to-back. As the right-hander again gets the sign from his catcher Tamura, he works to the set position. Checks the runner at second and now kicks and delivers. Breaking ball swung on, grounded over to the right side, going deep into the 4-hole. On the outfield grass is Nakamura. He fields it and throws to first. That's going to retire Kondo on a ground out 4-3. He's gone for the second out of the inning. Advancing over to third is Yanagita. That's going to leave it all up to the first baseman, Akira Nakamura. Well, for Nakamura, he is 1 for 1 tonight. 1 for 5 in the series. As he gets an opportunity here to try to drive home the third run of the ball game, potentially for the Hawks. Nakamura with the slightly open stance, hitting from the left side, and the first pitch on the way is a fastball missing upstairs for a ball, and the count is quickly 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. We were talking a little bit about the Astros and the Rangers in the postseason, as that game will kick off tonight. Tomorrow, it'll be the Rangers and the Astros as well on Monday, but it also begins the National League Series. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball that misses upstairs. It's now 2-0 to Nakamura. Jordan Montgomery gets the call, the big left-hander for the Texas Rangers. He's 1-0 in the playoffs. He'll go head-to-head against Justin Verlander, the veteran right-hander for the Astros. My picks on that will be pretty simple. I think it's going to be the Astros to win, and I'm going to call a Diamondback victory over the Phillies. I really like the way the Diamondbacks are playing right now. They've got everything firing on all cylinders. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Fastball taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 2-1. Not that Philadelphia doesn't either, but boy, the Diamondbacks can beat you in a lot of different ways. They can run, they can play defense. They're getting some good pitching. So I'll be curious to see how that one plays out between the Phillies and the Diamondbacks. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. And there is a breaking ball swung on it. It's grounded up the middle through the legs of the pitcher, past the diving shortstop, Fukuoka, into center field. And that's going to bring home Yanagita with the third run of the ball game. Nakamura's got himself an RBI single. So a 3-1 lead now here for the Hawks. And that will bring up the right fielder, Tetsuro Yanagamachi. And for Yanagamachi, he's 0 for 1 tonight. He grounded out to the shortstop. He's now 1 for 3 in the series. That's also going to bring the pitching coach out to the mound to have a quick word with Nishino. Our friend Rhodes Scholar says, cheaters never win, go Rangers. The Astros did win the last series. Cheat or no cheat, that's a pretty good ball club down there in Houston. The difference between a cheater and somebody who maybe doesn't cheat at this level is they got caught. So Yanagamachi striding to the plate with the runner Nakamura at first. 2 runs across the board here already. There's a fastball swung on it. It's grounded over to second. Nakamura fields it. He throws to first, and Yanagamachi goes in the books for out number 3 on a ground out, 4-3. That will do it here for the Hawks in their half of the inning. Well, they got 2 runs in the inning on the benefit of 3 hits. There was no errors and 1 runner left aboard. We are now moving to the bottom half of the third inning. It is going to be the Marines coming to bat, but they're now trailing 3-1. We'll be back in just a few minutes. We appreciate you guys for being here. Hang tight. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. It is a 3-1 ball game for the Hawks as we are moving to the bottom half of the third inning. Coming up to bat for Chiba will be the 9, 1, and 2 hitters in their batting order. Shogo Nakamura, top of the order, Takashi Ojino, and Yudai Fujioka to come to bat here in the last half of the third. We welcome everybody to the stream tonight, whether you are new or old. We do appreciate your support to hang out and to be here. So Nakamura striding to the plate. He was 0 for 2 in last night's ball game. He's been busy tonight on the defensive side of things as he's had himself an opportunity to make a couple of assists on the ground balls that have come his way tonight. 3, as a matter of fact, in this one. As the right-hander Arihara kicks and delivers, there's a fastball ticket for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Marines looking up at a 2-run deficit right now. The Hawks have a 3-1 lead here in the last half of the third inning. As Arihara kicks and delivers, there's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count now goes to no balls and 2 strikes. Arihara again working, and he's ready to go. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count goes to 1-2 on Nakamura. We have set up obviously the schedule and the content for tomorrow. Should this game be taking place, we'll be back on the airwaves. And then it won't be until the middle of the week when the next series gets itself going. As here comes the 1-2 offering. It's a breaking ball swung on, grounded foul just past the third base coach's box. Count remains at 1-2, and it looks like Nakamura is going to have to go get himself a new piece of lumber. He got out and around that split finger pitch and hooked it foul. And you could tell as soon as he struck it, he knew that the bat had been damaged. So he goes and gets himself a new piece of wood, and we're ready to resume the action. Right-hander against the right-hander. Arihara gets his sign from his catcher, and we're ready to go at it again here. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. As we said, Arihara really takes his time and deliberate when he goes to pitch here. Here's the offering, the 1-2 on the way. Fastball misses down, and the count now goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. For those who are new to our stream, we will be doing most of the playoff games all the way right through the end of the Japan series. So we will try to set everything up a couple of days in advance so you know when we're going to be on the air. Here's the 2-2. There's a split finger pitch swung on and missed. Nakamura goes in the books. That's the first strikeout of the night for Arihara. 1 gone here in the third, and that'll bring up the top of the order into Takashi Ogino. So for those who are listening to us, whether you listen live or on delay, we do get some folks who like to come in and listen on the flip side on the delay. Our friend CV asked the question, did he read that right, that Gregory Polanco was a league leader in the NPB? Fastball swung on it, is hit past the diving shortstop into center field. And Ogino's going to be aboard with a base hit here. That's his first hit of the evening. He's got himself a single, and that'll bring up Yudai Fujioka. Yeah, you're absolutely right, CB. You did read that correctly. He had a nice year after coming over to the Marines from the Yomiuri Giants. He was a free agent in the offseason, and the Marines picked him up. He tied for the Pacific League in home runs. So Kensuke Kondo, Polanco, and Hideo Asamura of the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles all hit 26. Also good to see that he's been healthy this year, because that has been a knock on Polanco, at least at the back end of his MLB. Our friend Marissa asked the question, will you do live commentary on the MLB playoffs? There's a fastball that misses down, and the count goes to 1-0 on Fujioka. The problem with that is that we operate a business that we provide clinics, and we do stuff for the kids here. And so our bit of a problem is that it runs during the games in most situations. So the odd time I can squeeze a game in here and there, but I really can't give a full series. So it's easier for me actually to do the NPB games, because even though they're in the middle of the night, we're not working during that time. So unfortunately, Major League Baseball has to take a back seat, and I have to watch the highlights like everybody else, or watch it on delay. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep left center field. Ranging over to his left and making the catch is Kondo. Retreating back to first is going to be Ogino. That's going to put Fujioka in the book as the second out of the inning. So 2 gone. It was a good swing by Fujioka, but he's gone for out number 2, and that's going to bring up the left fielder, Katsuya Kakanaka. This year, we didn't do as many major league or games as we did in the year past. We do the regular season stuff. We'll call the games usually in the daytime, or sometimes in the summertime in the evenings. North American time. Marissa says, no problem listening to the NPB, not a problem. Here's the pitch. There's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count goes to 1-0. For the most part, I tried to keep the same hours. When I got back from Japan and Korea, I was able to keep my similar clock. We'll do that right to the end of this season. Being able to enjoy the patterns of the sleep, can get a chance to sleep in the morning. So that works not too bad. So 1 ball and no strikes here to Kakanaka as the right-hander Arihara ready to deliver again. It's a breaking ball that misses up, and now the count goes to 2-0. Just as a reminder, don't forget to bookmark the channel so that you know when we're on. If you hit the live button or the notification bell, it'll tell you when we do go live. Even though we put the games up for the top of the hour start, which would be at 6 o'clock local time in Japan, there's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into straightaway center field. Moving under and making the catch is the center fielder Ubiashi, and that's going to retire Kakanaka for the 3rd out of the inning. But they had no runs in the inning. There was a hit. There was no errors, and that runner was left stranded aboard. We are now through 3 complete. It is a 3-1 ball game. It looks like that the Marines are going to be making a change, more than likely on the mound. It looks like it's going to be the end of the night for Nishino. We'll be back with all those changes in just a couple of moments. Appreciate you all for being here with us. Be right back in a bit.
This is Steve Rademacher, and I'd like to introduce you to my channel if you haven't seen it before. These are all the things I enjoy: sports, autographs, relics, non-sports Hall of Famers, pseudo-sports, Star Wars. That's my channel name and my name, and I would really appreciate it if you would come check me out and maybe even subscribe if you like it. Thank you for that for now, and back to your ball game.
Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be Yusuke Azuma who is going to be taking on In Relief here, number 24 for the Marines. During the regular season, he worked 36 ball games. He had a record of 0-1, 34 innings pitched, 29 hits. He had walked 12 and struck out 28, and he had himself an earned run average of 2.91. So Azuma on In Relief here, as he is going to be taking over here for Nishino. So kind of curious. Well, last night, obviously, Roki Sasaki, who has had a couple of things going on. They're limiting the innings. He's coming back off an injury, as he only went 3 innings last night, but only 3 innings here for the starter tonight, as they've quickly gone over to the bullpen in Nishino to Azuma. So he's completed his warm-up tosses, and we are ready to resume the action. Coming to bat here for the Hawks, it's the bottom third of the batting order. It'll be Kenta Imamiya, Seiji Ubiashi, and Takuya Kai, 7, 8, and 9 to hit here. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, there's a first pitch fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. One thing I can say about Azuma is he really has a fast delivery. You look at some of the other pitchers, and they're kind of slow, and then the ball explodes out of their hands. Well, he is working in full motion. He's got a quick leg kick, and all of his arm action, everything comes fast. There's a fastball swung on. This is lifted down the right field line. Moving over toward the foul line and making the catch is the right fielder Ogino. And that's going to put Imamiya in the books for the first out here. So 1 up and 1 away. It'll bring up the center fielder, Seiji Ubiashi. Our friend God is Great in the house. Welcome, Titus. We appreciate you for jumping in here with us tonight. We thank you always for your kind support and your listening pleasure. As the first pitch is a breaking ball that's dropping in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Ubiashi. Ubiashi 0 for 1 tonight. He flew out to right field his first time up. 0 for 2 in the series. As the right-hander works to the belt and now kicks and delivers, there is a split finger pitch swung on and fouled away, and the count goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Definitely the Hawks in this one need to be able to find a way to keep this lead here and then, of course, bring it down to tomorrow night. If they can do that, it'll be lots of entertainment in this one. There's a fastball that's going to be lifted into left field. Moving over underneath it and making the catch is the left fielder Kakanaka. And Ubiashi is gone for the second out of the inning. So 2 gone. That's going to bring up the catcher Takuya Kai. As I said, the Hawks trying to make it a series here. I don't know if they've got enough bullets to get over the top. Last night, they did announce the starters, but they didn't announce the starters until after the ball game was completed. We'll take a quick gander to see if they've announced tomorrow night starters in the event that they do go to another ball game. As of right now, no. It's supposed to be Aaron Curry and Trevor Bauer tomorrow for that game between the Carp and the Bay Stars. Well, don't think Trevor Bauer is going to have to worry about that. So that fastball misses down, and the count goes to 1-0 on Takuya Kai. Would have been interesting to see how Bauer would have made it. There was a fastball that's taken for a called strike. Count 1-1 here to Takuya Kai. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 gone here in the 4th inning as the right-hander delivers. There's a fastball swung on and missed. Count goes now to 1-2. Interesting that they had Bobby Valentine in the house yesterday, the former Marines manager. Quite popular he was in his time in Japan, much as he was popular with his time in New York with the Mets once upon a time. Here comes the 1-2 pitch as the right-hander kicks and fires. It's a fastball that misses down, and the count goes to 2-2 on Kai. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Also, too, I'm interested to see how everything will set up with regards to how the pitchers will move forward in these next series. Of course, the winners being the Tigers and the Buffaloes. As that fastball misses down, it's now 3-2 to Kai. They're able to set up their pitching, hoping that both of these series can go a little bit longer than anticipated. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Takuya Kai. As the right-hander works himself to the set position. Here comes the 3-1. Fastball that misses down and away. So it bounces up to the plate. That's going to be ball 4. A 2-out walk here to Kai. It's going to bring up the top of the order in Masaki Momori. That's going to drive managers crazy. 2-out walks will probably just set you off and send you to the insane asylum if it keeps you up in those situations. You got the first 2 outs fairly efficiently, and then you got the 9-hole batter that battles you to a full count and then draws a walk. Sets it up for the top of the order in Masaki Momori. Momori tonight is 1 for 2. He's got a double and scored a run in his 2 trips. 1 for 6 in the series. And the first pitch is a breaking ball that misses outside, and now Tamura has called time. He's going to go out and talk to his pitcher. Looks like he's falling apart in front of our eyes here. I was kind of like Carter Stewart last night. The first 2 innings, even though he gave up the 2 home runs in inning number 1, the 3rd inning, he walked the leadoff hitter. Then they had a sac bunt, and then he walked the next 2 hitters, and the manager, Fujimoto, had seen enough. Stewart was hooked out of the ball game. Here comes the 1-0. Fastball swung on and lifted foul behind the third base dugout, and the count goes to 1-1. So 1-1 it is. Our friend Road Scholar says he's been in and out of the chat. Welcome all, and good morning from New York, New York. Yes, absolutely. Our friend Titus asked the question, what did you think of Roki Sasaki yesterday? Well, I think kind of the same thing about Sasaki. He's got a power arm. I like the way that he pitched. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted into right field, and it's going to get down, and it's off the wall. Digging it out is Ogino. Here comes the throw, and stopping at third is going to be Kai. That's going to be the second double of the ball game for Momori. They've got runners at second and third, do the Hawks. As they're looking to pad their lead here, everything is now started with 2 out. It's going to bring Hikaru Kawase to the plate. And Kawase in this one here is 1 for 2. So Momori absolutely scorched that one, but all the action here is coming with 2 outs here in the 4th inning. Just back to Roki Sasaki. I mean, the power arm, really like it. I thought his command, I thought his control was good. He faced the minimum last night in the 3 innings he worked, only faced 9 batters. But one of the things I was talking about was interesting. I had a conversation today with a friend of mine who we used to coach together. There's a fastball that's taken for a called strike. And of course, he was the hitting coordinator for the Boston Red Sox in the early 2000s for about 5 years. And I said, one of the things that Sasaki needs to do is if he's coming to Major League Baseball, he's got a good fastball and a good splitty, but he's going to have to work on a better breaking ball, and he's going to have to add a changeup to that repertoire, especially when you're facing those Latin players. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count goes even to 1-1. But there's it's undeniable. You can't argue with the speed of which he throws. He can ratchet it up to 102 miles an hour. So he has that power arm. Our friend Kenneth Villafuerte comes into the chat and says, can Chiba win? Well, of course they can. Still pretty early on here. There's a breaking ball that misses outside. The count is 2-1. One thing about Chiba is that they were playing some pretty good baseball for much of the year. They went in that bit of a swoon in September. They had a lot of their regulars out of the lineup. They had a run of COVID that had come through the team, and a lot of players were out of the lineup either for that reason or for precautionary reasons. So 2 balls and 1 strike. As the right-hander Azuma ready to deliver again. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on and lifted foul down the left field line, and the count goes to 2-2. The thing is with Chiba is they had a number of players out of the lineup, and that ended up bringing them right back into the fray. I think they had lost at 1.7 in a row. We're not playing good baseball, but they had a lot of their regulars were out of the lineup at that time. Allowed everybody to come back in and catch back up. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. As the right-hander holds to the set and now delivers. It is a fastball swung on and lifted foul into the seats down the left field line, and the count now remains at 2-2 to Kawase. Runner at second, Momori. Runner at third is Kai. 2 gone here in the 4th. All of this has started with 2 out as Zuma issued the 2-out free pass to Takuya Kai, and then a double by Momori. Has got 2 ducks in scoring position here. As the right-hander holds to the set. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on. This ball is hit up the middle, fielded by Fujioka as he moves to his left. He has to hurry, and he's able to get Kawase on a ground out 6-3, and that is going to do it. Well, the Hawks threatened, but they don't score. There was no runs in the inning. There was a hit. There was no errors, and there were 2 runners left stranded. We're now moving to the bottom of the 4th inning. Your score is Fukuoka 3 and the Chiba Lotte Marines 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call in just a few minutes. We appreciate you guys for hanging with us here tonight on the Last Drafts Baseball YouTube channel. Here's our friend Steve Rademacher.
Oh, hello. Oh, hey. Yep. I'm just sitting here listening to Freddie call another game here on YouTube. Oh, yeah, going really good. He's calling a great game. Really exciting. Lots of stuff going on. You're lucky it's commercial break right now. I got a second. Oh, yeah, of course, I'm having a cold one. Oh, yeah, got plenty of videos coming up this week. You should stop in, check them out, leave a like, tell other people. But Freddie's coming back. I got to go catch the game. I will check in with you later. You have a good night, buddy. Bye.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the heart of the batting order slated to come to bat for Chiba in their half of the fourth inning. Gregory Polanco, Hisanori Yasuda, and Koki Yamaguchi, the 4, 5, and 6 hitters. Our friend CV Baseball Card Collector asked about Gregory Polanco, and yes, Polanco in a lot of the statistical categories offensively was in the top 5. Home runs and RBIs for Polanco, and he has picked up his pace where he left off in the regular season. He has hit a sacrifice fly tonight to drive home the first run for Chiba. He's got 2 for 4 on the series. He's got a homer and 2 runs batted in, the big left-handed hitting Dominican. Strides to the plate, ready to go here. As I mentioned earlier, it was nice to see that he's put together a healthy season. He also played last year for the Murray Giants, not as many games, as the first pitch breaking ball drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Polanco. Polanco, as we said, had the injury bug. It looked like it was going to be a long time outfield in Pittsburgh of him, Starling Marte, and Andrew McCutcheon. That window sure closed fast as the fastball misses outside and the count goes even to 1-1. At the time, it looked like it was a fantastic outfield. Our friend Rhodes Scholar says he likes Steve, but him talking to himself concerns me. Well, that's why he's on the phone. We just got to get you the other end of that conversation. I think he was talking to the living room at some point. There's a fastball that swung on and fouled away. The count goes to 1-2 strikes on Polanco. It's always good to listen to Steve make the call. So 1-2 strikes as the right-hander Arihara leans in, gets the sign from his catcher Kai. Waggling the bat here is Polanco, and now Arihara ready to go again. He kicks and he delivers. It's a split finger pitch and misses down, and the count goes even at 2-2. Well, we've already seen the Marines tip their hat as they've gone to the bullpen. Be curious to see how long Fujimoto will stay with Arihara. Of course, as long as he's only allowed 1 run, we'll see what happens. Our friend Rhodes Scholar says, you know darn well nobody's on the other end of that call. I don't know. Steve is a pretty worldly fella. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count goes to 3-2. More than likely, Steve is probably talking to the operator in that sense, after trying to use some of his better pickup lines, more than likely. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Polanco as the right-hander Arihara now is going to deliver the payoff pitch. As we said, just takes forever here. That would be driving me crazy on the defensive side. And the pitch on the way, it's a split finger pitch missing down and away. That's going to be a leadoff walk here for Polanco as he's aboard to start the 4th inning, and that's going to bring up the third baseman, Hisanori Yasuda. Well, for Yasuda, he's 0 for 1 in this one. He grounded to short his first time up. 2 for 5 in the series. I'm curious to see how the Carp and the Tigers series is going to shape up. When you think about the Carp, they're playing some decent baseball. They had a pretty interesting article that was flashed up. I think it was on Yahoo or the Japan Times, and how they hired a student or was a student at Northeastern to come and be their analytic guy. There's a breaking ball that is taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. And they're crediting a lot of their moves to the addition of an analytic department to their staff. For those of us who are like analytics or loathe analytics, there's a fastball that just misses inside. The count goes to 1-1. Analytics definitely can help ball clubs. It can make you a little bit smarter, but at the same time, when you watch some of the things that go on, especially the way the Toronto Blue Jays yanked their pitcher, Jose Barrios, in the first round, that was actually apropos, because you'd have to say that they take out their pitcher, they end up losing that ball game, and it's kind of served them right. You got to make decisions based on the information you have, but you don't have to do it all the time. There's a fastball swung on it, is grounded over to the second, over the shortstop who fields it, steps on the bag, back to first. That's going to be a double play. And that is going to get 2 for the price of 1. We'll look at that replay again. Check on that. Sorry, it was a ground ball over to the right side of the infield. It was a 3-6-3 double play. We lost our feed there temporarily as we were able to get the back end there from Imamiya. So Polanco gone. That's going to bring up Koki Yamaguchi. We'll have to do a quick refresh at the end of this half inning. Yamaguchi 0 for 1 tonight. He has grounded to third, his only trip to the plate, as he waits here on the offering from Arihara as he gets his sign from Takuya Kai. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a slow breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Yamaguchi grounded to third his first time up, 0 for 5 in the series. Swings at a fastball and lifts that one foul over on the first base side. The count now goes to 0-2. Just as a reminder, we will be taking our halftime break at the end of the 5th inning. We like to call it the Japanese halftime. That's where they take the extended break as the umpires go off and they get their drinks and whatever else it is before we resume the action. So here comes the offering from the right-hander who kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on it, is lifted into right center field. Moving over underneath it is the center fielder, Ubiashi, makes the catch, and that is going to retire Yamaguchi for the 3rd out of the inning. We'll do a quick reboot here on our end. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board. Looks like the manager's coming out of the Marines dugout. Probably another pitching change on the way. We'll be back in just a few. Appreciate you guys for listening in tonight. Whether you listen live or on delay, we'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. We're going to have a pitching change on our hands here as the Marines are going to their bullpen here again in this one. We'll get you that information when we return in just a couple minutes as they are going to be making the change. Hang tight, guys. We'll be right back as it is a left-hander coming into the ball game for Chiba in this one. Hang tight. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Shota Suzuki coming into the ball game. He is on in relief here. It'll be the third pitcher used tonight by the Chiba Lotte Marines in this one. This is going to be his 14th appearance of the year. He's got no record on the season, 16 and a third innings. As the first pitch is a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is quickly 1-0 to Yuki Yanagita. 12 hits allowed, 7 walks, 13 strikeouts, and he's got himself an earned run average of 276. As it is going to be Yanagita, Kondo, and Nakamura to face him here. And there's a fastball that misses outside, and the count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. 3-1, Hawks have the lead here in the top of the 5th inning. As the left-hander works himself to the set and now kicks and delivers. Fastball taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 2-1. Yanagita tonight is 1 for 2. He's got a double in 2 trips. He's also driven in one of the 3 runs for the Hawks. As the lefty Suzuki kicks and delivers, there's a fastball swung on and fouled away. Count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Looking forward to the next round of the playoffs, no matter what. I think the Buffaloes really have I think the Buffaloes are the best team in the NPB period. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined to the second baseman, Nakamura, who dives to his right and makes the grab. Yanagita is gone for the first out of the inning. What a play there by Shogo Nakamura. Nakamura had to range to his right and in 2 steps lays out and makes the grab. Yanagita gone for the first out of the inning, and that's going to bring up the left fielder, Kensuke Kondo. Well, for Kondo, he is 1 for 2. He's got himself an RBI in this one as well. As the lefty kicks and delivers, and it is a fastball that misses upstairs, then it's 1 ball and no strikes to Kondo. Kondo 2 for 6 in the series. As the lefty kicks and delivers, it is a fastball swung on and missed. Count goes even to 1-1. Kondo's got a single and an RBI tonight, and he's also grounded out to second. Again, Suzuki ready to go as he works himself to the belt. And now he kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball swung on and lifted foul. It's going to slice into the seats. Moving toward the left field corner, and the count is now 1-2 to Kondo. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is. Kondo waggling the bat. He always has this little waggle, and he does this little squat at the plate. And now the 1-2 on the way. It's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Lefty versus the lefty. As Suzuki works himself to the belt. Here comes the pitch. Kicks and fires. It is a breaking ball swung on, tap foul over on the first baseline. The first base coach tries to make a play on it. As it goes off of his hands, and it's going to keep the count at 2-2 here to Kondo. This game here has got a 4-hour plus affair written all over it. It's the way that these pitchers are going about their stuff. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Fastball misses upstairs. Count now goes to 3-2. I don't know if Marissa's still in listening around with us here tonight or if she's already left the stream, but the ABL is going to be getting going in a little bit here, and I'm often curious to what's happening down there. I think there was a team or a couple of teams from New Zealand in the league, and I don't know if they're still operating or not. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Fastball swung on. This ball is going to be lifted foul into the seats over on the third base side. The count remains at 3-2. I think it was Auckland had a ball club, and I don't think they have a club anymore. 3 balls and 2 strikes here to Kondo. Marissa says, still listening. Melbourne Aces to win. Yeah, it was kind of interesting. I was talking to somebody who was actually in New Zealand recently. Fastball misses upstairs. It's going to be ball 4. Kondo's got himself a 1-out walk. That's going to bring up the first baseman, Akira Nakamura. Fellow that I know used to be the director of baseball in the Oceanic region. He still does some work down there, as he is not sure if he's back in the States or if he's in Canada right now, but he had done some work in Auckland and in Hamilton and different spots. Also know a fellow who's involved with the Australian Baseball Association as well. So here comes the first offering to the left-handed hitting Akira Nakamura. It's a fastball that misses inside, and the count is 1-0. Nakamura 2 for 2 tonight. He's got himself an RBI as well. Both of his hits have been singles. Now 2 for 6 in the series. Here in the top of the 5th inning, this is usually an inning where we get a lot of our listeners that pop in for just a little bit as they are in the gambling sense, as that fastball is taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-1 to Nakamura. The gamblers like to come in and listen to the 5th inning, as people will place their money down on scores for the first 5. So 1 ball and 1 strike, as the lefty Suzuki works himself to the chest. Here comes the pitch. Slow breaking ball swung on it. It's chopped foul right behind home plate. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes now to Nakamura. Nakamura wanted to pull the trigger, and then he threw on the brakes, but he just couldn't hold up enough. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is. The lefty Suzuki ready to go. He leans in. He gets the sign from his catcher as he works to the set position. And now he's ready to deliver. He kicks and he fires. It's a fastball that misses down, and the count runs to 2-2 on Nakamura. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. We were talking a little bit earlier about Major League Baseball and the playoffs resuming tonight, the championship series in the American League between the Astros and the Rangers. And I look at that matchup, and I don't know if the Rangers have enough bats to hit themselves out of problems. I don't know if their pitching is going to be able to sustain itself against the Astros. And the difference in that one is I give the edge and firepower to the Rangers, but the pitching and the defense in my books goes to the Astros, and that is the difference maker in that series. Good pitching beats good hitting all day long. Here comes the 2-2. And there's a fastball that misses down, and the count goes to 3-2. And you just have to ask the Baltimore Orioles about that. They couldn't hit their way out of trouble with their pitching staff, as the Texas Rangers pitchers were just that much better than the O's. And on top of it, you've got yourself a ball club there that is still young and up and coming in Baltimore, but the pitching depth or lack of pitching depth is the difference maker for them. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. As the lefty kicks and fires, it's a fastball swung on. It is lifted down the left field line. Giving chase is the third baseman Yasuda and the left fielder Kakanaka, but they're going to watch it sail into the seats. Count remains at 3-2 to Nakamura. Katsuri Yanagamachi waiting his turn on deck. Should Nakamura reach safely in this one? So 3 balls and 2 strikes. This game here just does not have the tempo and pace that the last night's ball game seemed to possess. As we said, usually the rule of thumb is you get through 5 complete in a 90-minute session, and this one here is dragging both of its feet as it walks forward. Fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 3-2 to Nakamura. Kondo was on the move on the last pitch as they were trying to keep themselves out of a double play potential. You'll see that sometimes, 3-2 with one gone. They're trying to stay out of that double play. So here comes the 3-2 pitch as the lefty holds to the set and now delivers. Fastball down. It's going to be ball 4, and it's going to be back-to-back walks issued here by Suzuki. That's going to bring the pitching coach out of the dugout. And it's not been an easy back-to-back walks. Both of the hitters, Kondo and Nakamura, worked them to a full count. It was an 8-pitch at bat to Kondo, and he followed up with a 8-pitch at bat to Nakamura. So they got runners at first and second to the Hawks. It's going to bring Tetsuro Yanagamachi to the plate. Yanagamachi 0 for 2 in this one. He's grounded out to short and to second. 1 for 4 in the series. So Suzuki gets a pat on the back from his pitching coach and ready to resume the action here. 1 gone, runners at first and second here in the top of the 5th inning. Hawks looking to add to their lead. So Yanagamachi steps into the plate, taps both sides of the dish, and he's ready to go here as the lefty Suzuki works himself to the set. He checks the runner Kondo at second and now delivers. Fastball misses down and away, and the count is quickly 1-0 to Yanagamachi. So 1 ball and no strikes. I'm not sure if I really like the way the catcher Tamura was able to stop that ball. He went to his backhand side. It's always difficult catching lefties at the best of times. They can beat you. They can chicken wing you. If you don't move your body over, it's going to be fairly tough. So here comes the 1-0 offering. As the lefty delivers, there's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count goes even at 1-1. I do have to say, I do like the way that Tamura does receive for the most part. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Again, the left-hander looks in and gets his sign from Tamura. Cautiously checking the runner at second base, which is Kondo. Here's the pitch. Fastball taken at the knees for a called strike, and the count goes to 1-2 on Yanagamachi. Yanagamachi to be followed by Kenta Imamiya. I'm starting to get in my mind, or at least think in my mind, that the difference in this series could come down to the bottom 4 in the batting order for Fukuoka. It doesn't matter who they roll out in the next series. They've got to have to get some production from the bottom 4 hitters. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball swung on, grounded softly over to first, fielded neatly by the first baseman who flips it to the pitcher covering. So that's going to go Yamaguchi over to Suzuki to retire Yanagamachi. Ground out 3-1. It is going to advance the runners to second and third. So now they've got 2 runners in scoring position to the Hawks. They'll bring up the shortstop Kenta Imamiya. Well, for Imamiya, he is 0 for 2. He's grounded to third, and he has flown out to right field. As he strides to the plate here to face the lefty Suzuki. 0 for 5 in the series is Imamiya. Our friend Slav in the chat here says, can this batter hit a home run? I would say Kenta Imamiya, he had 9 in the regular season, but I don't know if that's because the bat hits the ball or if the ball had hit the bat. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. I wouldn't be leaning on Imamiya to hit you a home run here. It's not his forte, that is for sure. So can he do it? Yes. Will he do it? Likelihood very small. So no balls and 1 strike to Imamiya. It's been a tough inning here for the pitcher Suzuki. 26 pitches already in his lone inning of work. Here comes the pitch. Fastball that just misses under the hands, and the count now goes even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Again, the lefty Suzuki leaning in, getting the side from Tamura. And here comes the 1-1 pitch. Fastball misses down. The count now goes to 2-1. Got to let Imamiya beat you. He's the one that at the plate here is hitting in the 7th spot for a reason. He's the all-time leader in the Pacific League for sacrifice bunts. He does have decent bat-to-ball skills, but he is not known for his power, nor is he known for a high batting average. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Fastball swung on and fouled away down the right field line, and the count goes now to 2 balls and 2 strikes. But when I look at the bottom 4 hitters in the batting order tonight for the Fukuoka Ball Club, they're already in a situation where they're 0 for 8 and a walk. So on base 1 out of 9 times. They're going to have to get some production there if they're going to want to win not just this ball game, but win the series, as that fastball swung on and fouled away over the first base dugout. When I look at last night's ball game, again, the bottom 4 hitters in the batting order, one for 12 last night for the Hawks. They did get a base hit from Yanagamachi. They also had a couple of walks, but again, going to have to get some production from those guys there to be able to flip it over so the top of the order can do their damage. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Fastball swung on and missed. Imamiya goes down on strikes. He's out for out number 3. That's going to do it here in the 5th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, but there was 2 runners left aboard. Your score as we move to the bottom of the 5th inning, it is 3-1 for the Hawks. Stick around with us, everybody. We'll be back in just a few at the bottom of the 5th inning after this. Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be the bottom third of the batting order to come up for the Marines here in their half of the 5th inning. Kyoto Fujiwara, Tetsuhiro Tamura, and Shogo Nakamura to face the right-hander Kohei Arihara, who is just completing his warm-up tosses. Arihara, outside of that first inning, has been effective at keeping the hitters off of their timing. And he has been able to deliver 43 pitches through his 4 innings of work. He's been very economical in this one here. Probably because his slow pace is putting everybody to sleep, including us. So here it is, the first batter. It's Fujiwara to the plate. He was 1 for 4 on last night's affair. He's 1 for 5 in the series. No homers and 2 RBIs. There's a breaking ball. It's taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Fujiwara, his reaction was much like ours, a little surprised that was called a strike. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Fastball swung on. This ball is grounded foul down the first baseline. Count now goes to 0-2 on Fujiwara. Arihara only 1 strikeout tonight. He had himself a really good season a few years ago in the NPB, his final season before he had moved to the American League's Texas Rangers. And he was run it up, but he's lost some miles on the fastball after his Tommy John surgery. There's a split finger pitch swung on and fouled away. Count is 0-2. And he just doesn't have that ability to blow it by the hitters. Once upon a time, he was at a well over a strikeout per inning pace. And that is not the case anymore for the right-hander. He entered the ball game tonight with 120 plus innings, and he'd only had 74 strikeouts. There's a fastball that misses to Fujiwara, and the count is now 1-2. Right-hander gets his sign from Kai, ready to go again. And here comes the 1-2 pitch as the right-hander delivers. It's a breaking ball missing outside. The count goes to 2-2. When I was in Japan, I had a buddy of mine was telling me that Yu Darvish had come out and had criticized Major League Baseball because apparently the size of the ball is just a little bigger in North America than it is in Japan. And also some of the substances, how they pre-tack the ball in North America. At least Darvish thinks it leads to the injuries that we're seeing in North American baseball. There's a split finger pitch swung on and missed. Fujiwara goes in the books. He's gone for out number 1. It's 1 up and 1 away. That's going to bring up the catcher, Tatsuhiro Tamura. I thought that was very interesting that they would say that. You can see that the baseballs have been changed over the years. The Major League Baseballs, they have lowered the seams. That was done a few seasons ago. And of course, when you lower the seams, it's going to take away the amount of movement on the pitches, or potentially take away the movement. Higher the seams, the more run, the more cut, the more depth, the more the ball will dance. There's a first pitch breaking ball that misses outside for ball 1 to Tamura. Tamura 0 for 1 with a ground out his first time up. As the right-hander leans in and gets the sign from his catcher. Here comes the offering. It is a fastball swung on, grounded to the left side of the infield, fielded by Imamiya. He throws it on 2 hops over to first, and a nice play there by Nakamura to pick it out of the dirt. And that's going to retire Tamura for the second out of the inning. It's a ground out 6-3 for out number 2. That is going to bring up the second baseman, Shogo Nakamura. Back to those comments by Yu Darvish, as Darvish was talking about the ball and the size of the ball being a little bit bigger in Major League Baseball, and pre-tacking it would probably be contributing to the injuries. I say contributing, not being the sole factor, because certainly when you look at some of the mechanics of some of the pitchers, they could lend themselves to disaster. There's a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded up the middle off the glove of the pitcher and fielded by the shortstop Imamiya, but it's not going to get the first in time, as Nakamura is going to get himself a single. He's got himself a base hit here. And 2 gone. It'll bring up the top of the order in Takashi Ogino. We'll look at that one again. It got hit off the end of the bat. It maybe didn't get to the pitcher or hit the pitcher's glove. I thought it was deflected off of him there, but upon replay, it looked like it had hit just in front of the pitching plate. Arihara had got his hand down, but wasn't able to field the ball. So Nakamura aboard with a 2-out single. It brings up Ogino to the plate, who's 1 for 2 tonight. Single and 2 trips for the leadoff hitter. As the right-hander works himself to the set and now delivers. It's a breaking ball. It's taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Ogino. So no balls and 1 strike. Be curious to know, they do announce the timing of the games on the NPB website, how long the games take to play. As the 0-1's on the way, it's the fastball that misses down and away, and the count goes to 1-1. But what I'd be curious to know is not only how fast it takes the games to play, but also who are the pitchers that would combine for the longest starts, or what would be a start that would be offered by Arihara, how long it takes him to pitch a game, or a game that he starts versus somebody else. And now time has been called as Ogino feels that Arihara has taken too long. He wants to reset himself, and we'll do this all over again. I'm sure with all the analytics around it about and all the data that's been produced, that would probably be a stat you could find somewhere. Here's the pitch. That's a split finger pitch. Waved that and missed, and the count now goes to 1-2 on Ogino. And the interesting thing about that split finger pitch that he throws is he doesn't keep his fingers really on top of the ball. It's got a little bit of a sideways movement, does it, as he's able to take his fingers and point it more toward the third base side for the right-hander. So it's got a little bit of extra depth to it. Here's the 1-2 offering, another split finger down in the dirt. Good block there by Kai. As it's now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bottom of the 8th inning, 3-1 Hawks. Runner at first, Nakamura, 2 gone here as the top of the order, Ogino, is batting. As the right-hander, Arihara, ready to go again. He gets the sign from Kai. As he works himself to the belt, and now he kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball taken for a called third strike. Oh, he stood there like the house by the side of the road, did Ogino. He watched that go by. That's going to be strikeout number 3 in the books here for Arihara, and that's going to do it here in the 5th inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. Your score as we are through 5 complete innings. It is a 3-1 ball game. We're going to be back in just a bit, everybody. We're going to put the music on loop because, as we say, this is our Japanese halftime, as we like to call it, as they take the extended break between innings. Umpires are off the field to get their drinks. We'll be back in just a little bit. Thanks again for listening in with us tonight, as it is always a pleasure to have you here. We'll be back in just a few. Welcome back, everybody. We like to call this our Japanese halftime, as it is an extended break in between the 5th and the 6th innings. It is a 3-1 ball game, and we'll be back in just a few with all the action. 3-1 is your score. Hang tight. We're glad you're with us.
Well, you got to have an ace in the hole. a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play. But you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole.
That's right, everybody. That's Matt Hollis and another Hollis build. After the game, be sure to go check them out. Let them know that Last Raps Baseball sent you over. We'll be right back in just a few after this. Welcome back, everybody. Well, we're back to the action already. The first pitch delivered by Shota Suzuki is a fastball swung on and grounded to first. Off the bat of Seiji Ubiashi, it was fielded by Yamaguchi, and he stepped on the base. And with one pitch, there is one out here at the top of the sixth inning. Ground out to 3 puts one in the books, and that's going to bring up the catcher, Takuya Kai. Well, for Kai, he is 0 for 1 in this one. He struck out his first time up. He's also drawn a walk. As we said, the bottom part of the batting order is going to have to be the difference, but that could also kind of be said for the Marines as well. They've been pretty quiet in their back end. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Both of these ball clubs here don't have a lot of traffic from that bottom part. You got to find a couple of guys who can turn the batting order over to bring the meat of the order up to string some more hits together. And there's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 0-2 on Kai. Lefty Suzuki on for his second inning work. That kind of raised my eyebrows a little bit that he would be back in here. But he is in for his second inning, and here comes the pitch. Fastball that misses down. A good stop there by Tamura, and the count goes to 1-2. Lots of chalk flying all over the place as he had to make the stop. The top of the order, Masaki Momori waits his turn on deck. As Kai here bats with one gone in the top of the sixth inning. 3-1 Hawk lead. All the runs came early in this one, and it's settled down a little bit. There's a fastball taken for a called third strike. Not sure what Kai was looking for, but he stood there like the house by the side of the road. He's gone for out number 2. It's going to bring up the top of the order in Masaki Momori. Manager Fujimoto looking like a genius, moving Momori to the top spot in the batting order after taking Yukio Shudo out. Momori is 2 for 3 tonight. He's got 2 doubles and scored a run. He is 2 for 7 now in the series. Left-hander against the left-hander. Suzuki delivers. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. Count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Momori. Lefty again delivers, and it's a fastball that misses down and away, and the count goes to 1-1 on Momori. Waiting his turn on deck is Hikaru Kawase, and the pitcher Kohei Arihara looking like he is coming back in for yet another inning of work, but that would be to be expected because he's been very good tonight. As that fastball swung on and fouled away down the right field line, it's going to reach the seats. The count is 1-2 here to Momori. Lefty Suzuki leaning in, getting that sign from his catcher Tamura as he works off a one knee. Here's the pitch. Fastball just misses outside. Suzuki was bouncing off the mound like he was going to get called third strike. That pitch is just off the plate. Hard to tell a little bit sometimes because of the camera angles. The center field angle that the Marines have is very off center. course, if you can't be right behind the pitcher because you'll get the view of his back, but this one's more off center than most. There's a fastball swung on. This is lifted into left center field, and it's going to get down for a base hit. That's been the mantra tonight for the Hawks. Another 2-out hit, as that is going to put Momori at first, and it's going to bring up the third baseman, Hikaru Kawase. When I think of the 2-out rally situation, it's the second time tonight in the 6 innings that they've had a base hit with 2 out and nobody on. There's been other times tonight, especially in the first inning, they were able with 2 out to string a couple of hits together to drive in the first run of the ball game. That also happened again in the third inning as they throw over to first base and getting back in time as the runner Momori. I wouldn't bat an eye here if Momori was on the move. Kawase can run a little bit as well, not as good as Momori can. Suzuki works to the set position. Here he throws over to first, and again diving back as Momori. And I guess the thinking behind this would be is that if you can get Momori over into second base, it puts him into scoring position. If he gets thrown out, you still got Kawase to lead off the next inning to be a table setter for the 3 and 4 hitters in your order. Here comes the pitch. Fastball taken for a strike. There goes Momori down to second. The throw is not going to be in time. He's going to get himself a stolen base. So he's got himself his first bag of the series. Had a pretty good jump off the lefty. The throw was to the right field side of second base, and they had no chance to be able to apply the tag in time. In fact, the throw looked like it was more to the right side than it probably was. I'm not sure where Fukuoka was going. Looked like he didn't get to the front of the base. He got too far to the front and had to reach back. So no balls and 1 strike it is. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. Count now is 0-2 to Kawase. So no balls and 2 strikes. Kawase, who has been kind of anointed the third baseman's job here, as we mentioned in the earlier streams that we called with the Hawks, is they've had a bit of a revolving door at that position. There's a fastball that misses outside. The count goes to 1-2 on Kawase. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Say a revolving door because it's been a situation where I look at this and it's been tough. It's one of those things where you look at their group and they've had other players that have had the chance, especially after Norimoto left last year. And there's a fastball waved at and missed. Kawase gone. I'll come back and talk about the third base woes of the Hawks as Kawase's gone for out number 3, and that's going to do it here. No runs in the inning. There was a hit by Momori, his third of the ball game. No errors and 1 runner left aboard. We're moving to the bottom of the 6th inning. Your score is the Hawks 3 and the Marines 1. We'll be back in just a few. Appreciate you guys for listening in with us tonight on the Last Rounds Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be back here in just a few. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the last half of the sixth inning. It'll be the 2, 3, and 4 hitters to come to bat for Chiba. That means Yudai Fujioka, Katsuya Kakanaka, and Gregory Polanco to face the right-hander Kohei Arihara. Arihara, through his 5 innings of work, has scattered 4 hits. The only run in the ballgame came on a sacrifice fly off the bat of Gregory Polanco back in the first inning when he drove home Fujioka to tie the score at 1s. But is a 3-1 lead for the Hawks as we are moving to the 6th. As we said, Arihara has been very effective tonight, being able to keep the hitters of the Marines off balance in this one. And the way he's been cruising, I wouldn't bat an eye that he is probably going to be able to get them at least into the 7th inning, if not more, because he's only got 57 pitches through 5. In fact, he might even get deeper than that in this one here tonight. Well, Takuya Kai is coming back out as they are ready to go, as Arihara has done his warm-up tosses. So Fujioka, Kakanaka, and Polanco here to face the right-hander. For Yudai Fujioka in this one, he's 1 for 2 tonight. Singled and scored a run in the first inning. He's also flown to left. 1 for 5 on the ball game. 1 for 5 on the series. 1 for 2 on the ball game. As he gets himself dug in, ready to face the right-hander here. Fujioka waggling the bat, and Arihara ready to resume the action. Here comes the first pitch. And that is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Fujioka. Marines trying to stay in this ball game, find a way to claw back. Their offense has been held in check here. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count goes to 0-2. Looks like it got a piece of Takuya Kai on that one as well. He had swung that one away there, and where it got him was in a weird spot. I don't know if it hit the glove or it went off the forearm there. It was a little difficult to tell. But he winced in pain. He was shaking his left arm for sure. Those are the risks you take when you put on the catcher's gear and you get behind the plate. So no balls and 2 strikes as the right-hander Arihara delivers. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. When this game is over, we will give you a recap and a rundown of what's going on, not just here, but on that out-of-town scoreboard. We'll recap that game between the Carp and the Bay Stars as the Carp are moving on. Here comes the pitch. Fastball swung on and lifted foul. It's going to reach the seats down the left field line. Count remains at 0-2 to Fujioka. Right-hander against the left-hander. Arihara ready to go again. Crowd is into it in Chiba. They're trying to cheer on their home ball club here. Here's the pitch. A fastball misses outside. Count goes to 1-2 on Fujioka. I have to give your hats off to the starter Arihara here. As I said, he's been able to keep the hitters off balance, especially when you're playing playoff baseball and you roll into the other team's home park. For him to do what he is, this is a big start here for the Hawks tonight. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball misses outside. The count now goes to 2-2. Especially if you can get through into the deeper part of the ballgame. The Hawks bullpen has traditionally been their strength. Although with some back-end injuries this year, it's been a bit of a challenge. The 9th inning would belong to Roberto Osuna. There's a fastball swung on and it's lifted foul down the left field line, and the count remains at 2 balls and 2 strikes. We got a chance to see Darwinzon Hernandez last night. He looked pretty good. Considering he only appeared in 1 ballgame, he came out of the pen looking great. Not having Levon Moinello really hurts the ball club at that back end. They also have Fuji who can come out of the pen as well. So there's some of the options at the back end for the Hawks. that could close this game out once Arihara gets through the end of the 7th inning. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is going to be lined into right field. It's going to get down for a base hit. So Fukuoka has battled Arihara for a leadoff single here to begin the 6th inning. That was an 8-pitch at bat. Fukuoka aboard with a single. That's going to bring up the left fielder, Kitsuya Kakanaka. And for Kakanaka, he's 1 for 2 in this one. He's got a single and 2 trips. On the series, Kakanaka is 1 for 3. He really crowds the plate. He gets right up on top of the plate, toes to the chalk line. Here comes the pitch from Arihara. It's a fastball that just misses low for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. Gregory Polanco waiting his turn on deck. It's a dangerous part of the batting order here for the Marines, as the right-hander Arihara gets his sign from his catcher, Takuya Kai. He's ready to go again. Pitch is on the way. It's a fastball that just misses under the hands, and the count now goes to 2-0. So good hitter's count here for Kakanaka. That was probably the right call by the home plate umpire. It didn't look like it had a lot of backdoor run to it. Started inside and stayed inside. Our friend Rhodes Scholar is leading the chance for Chiba. Here's the 2-0. It's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count now goes to 2-1. I think Kakanaka wanted that one over again because that one hung up in the zone. So 2 balls and 1 strike it is. So Arihara ready to go as he's adjusts the cap. And now he gets his sign from his catcher. Waiting on the offering here is Kakanaka. The 2-1 is on the way. As the right-hander works to the set position. And now he delivers. Fastball misses outside. The count goes to 3-1. This will be the time we're going to keep an eye on Fukuoka. Sometimes 3-1. They may put him in motion here. Stay out of the potential double play. Gregory Polanco waiting on deck. This would be big for the Marines if he could come to the plate here with a couple of ducks on the pond. There's a split finger pitch swung on and missed. Count goes to 3-2 on Kakanaka. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Right-hander Arihara ready to go again. Getting the sign. As I say, that we talk about this before ad nauseum in some of our streams, just the length of time that it takes for some of these pitchers to deliver. Pitch on the way. Fastball swung on and missed. There goes the runner down to second. The throw. It's a strike him out, throw him out. As Kakanaka goes down on strikes, he's out for the first out of the inning. Fukuoka is caught stealing. He goes in the books 2-6 for the second out. And that's going to leave it all up to the DH, Gregory Polanco. Well, it was 1 pitch a little later than I thought. I thought that they would be sending him on the 3-1, maybe to stay out of the double play, but instead it was the 3-2 pitch that they moved him on. Nice throw there by Kai. So the Marines now with 2 out here in the 6th inning. Send Polanco to the dish. Well, Polanco puts one in the seats here, and you're going to be pounding their fist here because you're going to say, geez, we can't believe we did that. There's a first pitch fastball swung on. This ball is belted into deep left field. Moving back on the warning track, and he's going to have room and space. His condo. He makes the grab. That's going to retire Polanco for the 3rd out of the inning. And that is going to do it here for Chiba in their half of the sixth. No runs, there was a hit, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're now through 6 complete innings in Chiba. Your score is the Hawks 3 and the Marines 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call in just a bit. Appreciate you guys for hanging with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back in just a few. We got a 3-1 scoreline as we're moving to the back 3 frames in this one. It is the Hawks 3 and the Marines 1. We'll be back in just a couple moments, everybody. We appreciate you guys for listening in with us tonight. Here is our friend Steve Rademacher. Be sure after the game to go check him out and let him know Last Raps Baseball sent you. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back again.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have lira. We have yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OPC baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Welcome back, everybody. Shota Suzuki on for his 3rd inning of work. He delivers a first pitch breaking ball to Yuki Yanagita that misses outside for a ball, and the count is 1-0. Yanagita tonight in this one, 1 for 3. He's got a double and an RBI. He's also scored a run. He is 2 for 7 on the series, and the pitch is a breaking ball that is waved out and missed. The count goes even to 1-1 on Yanagita. Yanagita, Kondo, and Nakamura to face the lefty Suzuki here in the 7th inning. Here Suzuki kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded foul past the first base coach's box. Count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Little surprised to see that the starter Nishino only went 3 innings. Even a little bit more surprised to see that the pitcher Suzuki here on for his 3rd inning of work. They've piggyback these 2 pitchers together. We'll see how the rest of this game will play out. Here's the 1-2. Fastball misses down, and the count now goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Kensuke Kondo waits his turn on deck as the 2-2 offering is on the way to Yanagita. The pitch is a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 2-2. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Yanagita. It's a breaking ball down. They appeal over to the third base umpire to see if Yanagita went, but they say he didn't go. It's going to run the count to 3 balls and 2 strikes. Lefty Suzuki getting his sign as he leans in. Waiting here on the offering from the, ready to give the offering to Yuki Yanagita. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. Fastball swung on, grounded over to the right side. Fielded, nice play in the hole by the first baseman, Koki Yamaguchi. He throws to the first baseman covering, but he throws it wild. And backing up the play nicely is Tamura, but that's going to go down as an E3. Nice play by Yamaguchi to range into the 4-hole to cut it off. He really had to come off, but then he fired the ball to first base as the pitcher was covering, trying to hit him in stride, and he missed it. He threw it behind him. But as we said, a nice play there by Tamura to back up the play. That'll go down as an E3 as Yanagita is aboard here, and that's going to bring up the left fielder, Kensuke Kondo. Well, for Kondo tonight, he is officially 1 for 2. He's got a single and an RBI. He's also drawn himself a walk. It's the second time that he's faced Suzuki here. He walked his first time up against him. The pitch on the way is a breaking ball that misses down. 1 ball and no strikes. Yamaguchi holding the runner, Yanagita. Yanagita does not run as well as he used to run. He doesn't have a lot of stolen bases like he once did, but you still have to keep your eye on him. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. There's a fastball that misses inside. Kondo turns away. The home plate umpire bails out of the way, and Tamura had to kind of dive and make the catch there. 2 balls and no strikes to Kondo. Kondo again tapping the plate as he does that little squat. 2 balls and no strikes. Here comes the pitch from Suzuki. As it's on its way, it's a fastball swung on and lifted foul over on the first base or third base side. It's going to reach the seats. 2 balls and 1 strike to Kondo. No sign of the rain yet. They did say that there was rain going to be in the area tonight, but so far so good. We haven't seen any sign of it to this point. That would make for an interesting affair the rest of the way if they were getting a little bit of precipitation. So here comes the offering from the lefty. Suzuki works himself to the set. He kicks and fires. It's a fastball that misses down. Counts now 3-1 to Kondo. So 3 balls and 1 strike. Every time he does that, taps the plate, does a little squat, does Kondo, before the pitch is on the way. 3-1 on the way here. Fastball swung on and lifted foul into the seats behind home plate, and it's now 3 balls and 2 strikes. Lefty reaches for the rosin bag as he's got himself a new baseball. We're ready to go again. So this game here is the tempo and the pace of this has been just atrocious tonight for these two teams. I think about last night, Roki Sasaki, when he started the game, just the tempo there. Not to mention that the starter for the Hawks last night too. There's a fastball swung on and grounded foul. Count remains at 3-2 to Kondo. Carter Stewart gave up those 2 home runs in the first inning. Had a pretty good second inning, and then the wheels fell off. It looked like he had the yips right there in front of us in the third inning. 3 walks last night from Stewart in that third inning, and it got him hooked. So 3 balls and 2 strikes as Kondo again ready to give battle to the lefty Suzuki. As he works himself to the set, and instead they throw to first base, and diving back in time is the base runner Yuki Yanagita. Yanagita again establishes his lead. He's got a pretty healthy lead at first base. He's got 1 foot on the turf and 1 foot onto the dirt. So 3 balls and 2 strikes as the lefty works to the set. And here comes the pitch. He kicks and fires. It's a fastball swung on. It's grounded over to the right side. Fielded by Nakamura. His only play is to first base because they had Yanagita in motion. That goes as a ground out 4-3. Kondo's in the books for the first out of the inning. Advancing to second safely is Yanagita. And that's now going to bring up the first baseman, Akira Nakamura. Well, Nakamura's been swinging the hot stick tonight. He's got a couple of hits. He's also drawn a walk, and he's driven in a run. And the pitching coach is on his way out to the mound to talk to Shota Suzuki. 59 pitches here for the lefty. Our friend Gabriel in the house tonight. He says, is Chiba going to score more? Well, by the looks of it, I'm not so sure, Gabriel, because looks like the Hawks are going to go to the bullpen. After that last half inning, I'd be surprised if Arihara is coming out. The manager, Fujimoto, went over and talked to him, and it looked like he had congratulated him on his start. And usually when that happens, the pitcher probably will come out of the ball game. Looked like rather than grabbing his usual seat, he had made his way down the tunnel. So I have a feeling we're going to see the end of Arihara here tonight. It'll be a battle of the pens. So runs are going to be at a premium on the back end. Fastball swung on it, has popped up down the third baseline. Drifting back and making the catch over the shoulder is Hisanori Yasuda. That is going to retire Nakamura for the second out of the inning. He's in the books for out number 2, and that's going to leave it all up to the right fielder, Tetsuro Yanagamachi. So I have a little confidence in the Marines to get some more runs back. And it looks like here we're going to have ourselves possibly have ourselves a change here as the manager's coming out to the dugout. He's going to get the ball, and that's going to be the end of the night for Suzuki. His night is over. And we're going to have ourselves a pitching change. So hang tight, everybody. We'll see what the Marines are going to do when we return in just a moment. Our friend Road Scholar has got the fist pumping for Chiba here tonight. And for good reason so. But I do think that we are going to see a pitching change here. And that is the end of the night. Nice job by Suzuki. We'll be right back in just a few.
Hello, everybody. Steve Rodmacher coming back at you again. And during this pitching change, for a change of pace, let's open some baseball cards. We'll get through these quickly. 2023 Topps Big League. We have rookie card of Tyler Freeman to go along with a Matt Chapman. And why not a Jake Cronenworth? Shoot 'em, Jake! We do have a rookie card of Brett Beatty. That's pretty cool. To go along with the uncommon Carlos Correa. Pretty common to me, but what do I know? Trey Mancini to go along with a rookie of Kodai Senga. Freddie, tell them about Kodai. And one of my favorites, Devin Williams of my Milwaukee Brewers. All right, looks like the pitcher's coming in. Freddie, you can take over now.
Appreciate you guys for listening in. It is going to be Shinsuke Nakamori coming on in relief. The right-hander is coming in here. He's a rookie. Made 13 appearances during the year. He had a 3-2 record. He had worked 20 and a third innings, allowed 17 hits. He'd walked 8 and struck out 10, and he had himself a ERA of 3.54. So he is coming on in relief here of Shota Suzuki. This will be the third pitcher used on the night by the Marines. Friend Gabriel says he needs a couple more runs by Chiba in this one. As I said, it's going to be at a premium. Check, that's the fourth pitcher used tonight by the Marines, as he is completing his warm-up tosses. When I look at that bullpen, and as I was trying to map it out, Osuna would go the 9th. And the question is who is in the 8th or in the 7th inning? And I would think that you're probably going to see, I think probably Fuji, my guess is Fuji would go the 7th. We do have a pinch hitter coming up here, as that is going to be the end of the night for Tetsuro Yanagamachi. Looks like it's going to be Daiji Nomura coming to bat here. We'll get you the specs on Nomura, as the first pitch is a breaking ball that misses outside. And the count is quickly 1-0. Nomura on the season, he hit .216. He had himself 1 homer and 4 RBIs. The fourth-year player of the Hawks recently turned 23 years old. As the pitch is on the way, there's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-0. Curious to see where they're going to deploy Nomura, if he stays in the game or if maybe Yukio Shudo makes his appearance. So 2 balls and no strikes as the right-hander holds set again. As the pitch is on the way, there's a slow breaking ball that misses outside. It's now 3-0. Kenta Emamiya waits his turn on deck. As we mentioned before, it's the bottom 4 hitters in the batting order for the Hawks. In their 12 plate appearances in this one so far, only 1 time have they reached base. Here's the pitch to Nomura. It's a fastball swung on and missed. The count goes to 3-1. He got green light, 3-0. So 3 balls and 1 strike to Nomura. The right-hander Nakamori ready to go again. He gets the sign from his catcher Tamura. Checks the runner, and now he delivers. It's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count now goes to 3-2. So looking to come all the way back here against the right-handed hitting Nomura. Right-hander leans in, gets the sign again. The payoff pitch is about ready to come. 2 gone here in the top half of the 7th inning. Pitch on the way. Breaking ball swung on and missed, and Nomura is down on strikes. He's gone for out number 3. Well, there was no runs in the inning. There were no hits. There was an error, and there was 1 runner left aboard. We are now moving to the bottom of the 7th inning. Your score is the Hawks 3 and the Marines 1. Stay with us, everybody. We'll be back in just a few with all the action. Right after this, our friend Rhodes Scholar says, come on, Marines. Gabrielle says he needs 2 more runs. Well, we're going to find out when we return after this. Appreciate you for being here.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred of Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball.
Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the last half of the 7th inning. It's going to be the third baseman, Hisanori Yasuda, Koki Yamaguchi, and Kyoda Fujiwara to come to bat. We're just getting our confirmation here of a pitching change for the Fukuoka Ball Club. So hang tight, everybody. We'll get you that here in just a moment. As I said yesterday, a little, or at least earlier, a little surprised because the pitch count wasn't exactly massive for Kohei Arihara. So as I said, I expect that he is probably going to be finished based on what we had witnessed, and that is exactly the case, as they are going to a right-hander are the Hawks. We'll get you all the information here in just a moment on the new right-handed pitcher. This is going to be Fuji coming on in relief, and I projected he would come in either in the 7th or the 8th inning. It is Tanegawara is the new right fielder. So there is a defensive change here for the Hawks as well. We'll go into that part of the batting order once occupied by Yanagamachi. So Koya Fuji on in relief. In the regular season this year, Fuji had 35 appearances. He was 5 wins and 3 losses. He started the season as a starter. Ended up moving back to the bullpen, a familiar role for him, which he held in 2022. And here comes the first offering. It is a fastball that misses way outside. The count is 1-0. As we said, a 5-3 record, 69 and 2/3 innings, 46 hits allowed, 33 walks, and 84 strikeouts. So he's got a power arm. And the ERA on the season was a paltry 2.33. Fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count goes even at 1-1 to Yasuda. Bottom of the 7th inning here as Marines are batting. They're starting to run out of sand in the hourglass here, as we like to say, as they are in the last half of the inning. There's a split finger pitch swung on and missed. Count now goes to 1-2. Game is running out of outs for the Marines. I have to say the Hawks pitching has been good tonight, as has the Marines, but the Hawks has been that much better with, of course, Kohei Arihara giving that first 6 innings. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Fastball that just misses down. A good stop there by the catcher, Kai, and the count goes to 2-2. Although I have to say I am a little bit nervous always with a 2-run lead. I think that the Hawks would probably say the same. They just need to punch one more run across to breathe a little easier. 3-run lead going to the 9th inning as opposed to a 2-run lead. A lot more relaxing. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Fastball that's taken for a called third strike. Oh, Yasuda watched that one go by. He's in the books for the first out of the inning, and that's going to bring up the first baseman, Koki Yamaguchi. Our friend Gabriel is crying right now. Yeah, it is going to be a tough night at the office for you. It's going to be very difficult on the back end. Can they do it? Yeah, they can. But I think you are definitely in tough now from here to the end of this one. Well, Yamaguchi strides to the plate. He's 0 for 2, ground out and a fly out. And the first pitch from Fuji is a breaking ball swung on and fouled away. And the count is quickly 0-1. As we said before, Fuji pretty much locked down with they had Moinello for the 8th and you had Osuna for the 9th. Then scoring runs would become very, very minuscule, or at least the opportunity to score runs becomes very minuscule. So here comes the pitch. It's a breaking ball that is down in the dirt, and the count goes to 1-1. Road Scholar says lots of ball game left, but when you can shorten up the game as the Hawks can do tonight. Now, the difference between tonight and tomorrow is if the Marines were in the same situation tonight, down, say, 3-1, going into the 7th, 8th, and 9th, you've already used your better arms. They'd be coming back on without any rest, as that fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count's now 3-2 to Yamaguchi. That would be my concern. But certainly here in this one tonight, they've got to try to seal the deal, and it's looking more and more. Well, probably also, too, the Pacific League wouldn't bat an eye. They get an extra ball game tomorrow night where all eyes would be on the Pacific League, where the Central League wrapped up tonight. There's a fastball swung on it. It's grounded foul just past the bag at third base. That's going to keep the count at 1-2 to Yamaguchi. I have to say, I don't know if I really like Yamaguchi's swing right now. Last night, similar situation, really long swing, a lot of balls that were hook-barreled foul. He's out and around a lot of stuff. Sometimes you can't always make the corrections at this time of the year. You're in the playoffs. Have to get into the hitting lab in the off season and then go from there. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count remains at 1-2 strikes. Marines find themselves down by 2. 3-1 in the bottom of the 7th inning. It's 1-2 strikes to Yamaguchi, 1 gone as Yasuda was retired to begin the inning. The right-hander Fuji works himself to the belt. Here comes the 1-2 offering. He kicks and he fires. Fastball swung on and missed. And the word I would use there is overmatched, as that was a 97-mile-an-hour fastball that blows away Yamaguchi for the second out of the inning, and that's going to bring up the center fielder, Kiona Fujiwara. And if the pitcher Fuji delivers to Fujiwara like he just delivered to the first two hitters, Fujiwara's in a lot of trouble here. He's 0 for 2 tonight. He has grounded to short, and he has struck out in his 2 trips. As the right-hander ready to deliver, he kicks and he fires. Breaking ball missing outside, and the count is 1-0. Sometimes the pitchers get a little too cute. Our friend Rhodes Scholar says this is why they play the games. This is for sure. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count now goes to 2-1. And you often, sometimes, you've heard me say it before in the stream, sometimes you got to lose a game to win 2. Or maybe you got to win, or maybe you got to lose 2 to win 1, depending on the situation. Well, if the Marines drop this one here tonight, it's not the end of the world. You got tomorrow night, of course, to come back and do it, but they're not going to have to burn up any of their better bullpen arms if they're trailing by 3-1. As that fastball misses outside, counts now 3 balls and no strikes to Fujiwara. This has been the problem for Fuji, is his walks. He's got it up to well more than 1 every other inning. 3-0 on the way. Fastball misses outside. It's going to be ball 4. That's going to walk Fujiwara. 2-out walk here for the Marines. That brings the catcher Tetsuhiro Tamura to the plate. But we may be having a pinch hitter here, as looks like Tamura's night may be done. We'll get a number here for you. It looks like it is going to be Sato. Wondered where Sato was. Didn't play last night. Didn't get the start tonight. He's coming off the bench. But Sato is coming in to pinch hit here. He's got some juice in the stick. He can hit the ball with some authority sometimes. So Toshiya Sato now coming in. Hit 218 on the year. He did have 4 homers and 22 RBIs. The 25-year-old getting an opportunity to pinch hit here. Sato appeared in 103 ball games this year for the Marines. Did not get as many starts and as many at-bats as he had the year before. So a changing of the coaching guard also views how they see their players. And here's the first pitch to Sato. It's a split finger pitch and misses down, and the count is quickly 1-0. It's only the second time tonight that somebody in the bottom 4 of the batting order for the Marines has reached base. It was Shogo Nakamura who had a base hit in the 5th inning. So that walk to Fujiwara has given the Marines some 2-out life here. Pitch on the way, fastball taken for a called strike, and the count's even at 1-1. Nice pitch there by Fuji to catch the outside corner. So he said we appreciate everybody who has checked into the channel tonight. And whether you do listen live or on delay, it is glad you guys could make it in here with us. And here comes the 1-1 pitch. Fuji delivers. It's a split finger pitch and misses down, and the count now goes to 2-1. Wonder sometimes if Fuji falls in love with his splitter just a little too much. 2 balls and 1 strike it is. Sato digs himself in, taps both sides of the plate. Right-hander Fuji gets his sign from Takuya Kai. 2-1 offering about ready to happen. He checks the runner at first. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on, grounded over to short, fielded by Imamiya. He flips it to Mori at second. That's going to be a fielder's choice. It retires Fujiwara on a 6-4 putout. He's gone for the 3rd out of the inning, and that's going to do it here in the 7th for the Marines. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 runner left aboard. Your score, as we are now through 7 complete, it is the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks 3 and the Chiba Lotte Marines 1. We'll be back in just a bit, everybody. We appreciate you guys for being here. Our friend Gabriel is crying in his beer or crying somewhere, but we're glad you're with us regardless. Hang tight, guys. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the right-hander, Nakamori, who is coming back out to begin his second inning of work as he had come on in relief in the last half. He will be facing the bottom third of the batting order in Imamiya, Ubiashi, and Kai, scheduled to come to hit. Our friend Gabriel asked the question, who do you have for MLB playoffs? Well, a few innings ago, I said I'm picking the Astros to win their series over the Rangers. I just don't know if the Rangers can hit their way out of their pitching problems. And in the National League, I'm taking the Diamondbacks to roll over the Phillies. I don't want to say roll over. It should be an entertaining series. The power of the Phillies and then the mix of speed and power by the Diamondbacks on display. The Phillies are a team on a mission, but the other part that I like about the Diamondbacks is they're a team where they're just playing carefree baseball. Nobody expects them really to be there. Just loose and easy and winning ball games. So that is a dangerous ball club as well. So, but today, Verlander over Montgomery would be my pick. First pitch is a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Imamiya. Imamiya tonight 0 for 3, a ground out, a flyout, and a strikeout to his ledger here. So, yeah, I would be taking the Astros in this one with Verlander on the hill. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 0-2. I have to say, Jordan Montgomery has pitched well, but he hasn't had to face the Astro lineup, and that Astro lineup is absolutely lethal. So is the Ranger lineup. But good hitting beats good pitching, and so the needle points to the Astros. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 0-2. Our friend CV says he's still in the house. One of the things that I would also add to that, and our friend CV, who is down in California, he gets a chance to see the Diamondback Farm Club play. I think it's the Visalia Rawhide. They are the ones that are there. Certainly, as we said, the mix of speed and power, as there's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away. The count remains at 0-2 to Imamiya. No balls and 2 strikes. The right-hander ready to go again as Nakamori gets the sign, and he rocks into the windup and delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on. Is grounded to the right side of the infield, or is it lined? But regardless, it looks like it's a line out. I thought it was taken on one hop by the first baseman, but the first base umpire said it was a catch. We'll get a look at that replay again. Hit it the other way. That ball must have been maybe only about a foot or 2 off the ground. But that is going to retire Imamiya for the first out of the inning. He's gone for out number 1, and that's going to bring up the center fielder, Seiji Ubiashi. And for Ubiashi in this one, he's 0 for 3 tonight. He's flown out twice and grounded out to first. He pitches a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is quickly 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Right-hander kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on, and this is lifted foul over on the third base side, and it looks like that Ubiashi's going to have to go get himself a new piece of lumber. Yep, you can see it because it was fouled off, and the piece of wood fell about maybe 10 feet in front of home plate. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Ubiashi. The right-hander Nakamori gets himself a new baseball. He's ready to go again. As I said, I anticipate a pitching parade for the end of the game for the Hawks here, as there's a fastball that just misses inside. Count goes to 2-1. My only question is who's going to roll out for the 8th inning? We saw Darwin's and Hernandez yesterday. He looked pretty darn good. I don't know if I can trust him. Only a couple appearances to be able to go out, but boy, did he look good yesterday. Fastball swung on, another bat broken. This ball is going to be lifted into right field. Over to make the catch is the right fielder Ogino. That's going to retire Ubiashi. So 2 broken bats on 2 balls that are put in play. We'll watch that one again. Another ball, two pieces of lumber, probably a good solid $300-400 in baseball bats busted on those 2 swings. So he's out for the second out of the inning. It's going to leave it all up to the catcher, Takuya Kai. For Kai, he is 0 for 2 and a walk tonight, as the first pitch is a fastball that misses outside for a ball, and the count is 1-0. He's been the only hitter in the bottom 4 to have reached base tonight for the Hawks. They haven't needed any help from that part of the order tonight. Fastball misses outside, and the count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes to Kai. Right-hander rocking into the windup. He kicks and he delivers. There's a fastball swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Kai, as the right-hander Nakamori ready to go again. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that's just missing inside. I'm not sure where that pitch was. But you have to say that was probably the veteran catcher getting the benefit of the doubt on that pitch there. 3-1 to Kai. Once had a fella up here doing some work with us, Ralph Dickinson. Ralph was the assistant hitting coach with the Houston Astros a few years ago. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep left field, giving chase on the warning track, and making the catch is the left fielder Kakanaka, and that is going to retire Kai for the 3rd out of the inning. I'll tell you the Ralph Dickinson story when I get back in just a few minutes. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board for the Hawks and their half of the 8th inning. We're moving to the bottom of the 8th. Your score is 3-1 for Fukuoka. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a bit. This game has got a mark that it looks like we're going to be going to a game tomorrow night. But keep your eyes peeled. The Marines have got 2 more chances to try to score some runs. We'll be back in a minute.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city, San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's another Hollis build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Yuki Matsumoto coming into the ball game as he is going to be taking over here for the Hawks. He'll be the third pitcher used tonight. Matsumoto making his, well, in the regular season, he made 53 appearances. He had a record of 2-2. He had worked 47 innings. He allowed 32 hits, 17 walks, 60 strikeouts, and he had an ERA of 2.68. I wasn't sure if he was going to get the eighth inning or not, but it looks like this is what they have settled on as he is going to be completing his tosses here tonight. I'm a little surprised that they didn't keep Maury, although Maury had been stretched out into a starter. They may have considered putting him in the bullpen, especially when you get into these playoff series. So that is going to bring up to the plate the 9-1-2 hitters. It'll be Shogo Nakamura, Takashi Ojino, and Yudai Fujioka to face the right-hander here in the eighth inning. And the Marines are on a collision course with their former closer, Roberto Osuna, for the ninth, one would have to think. So this is going to be the best chance to get after the Hawks right here. So the first pitch coming up here from Matsumoto, it's a fastball that just misses a little low for a ball. I started to tell the story about Ralph Dickinson in the last half inning. He told us a story, he said, about Dexter Fowler, who played with the Astros and the Rockies and the Cubs and I think the Cardinals off the top of my head. Dexter Fowler could walk to the plate without a baseball bat and work the umpire for a 3-2 count. He just had that engaging personality and whatever else. Well, that's how it looks like from Takuya Kai. There's a fastball swung on, and it's grounded foul on the third base side. Count is 1-1 to Nakamura. Our friend Baton comes in and says, is it going to be plus 4.5? I don't think so. I think the runs here are pretty much dried up the rest of the way. Maybe one more run, but definitely not 4.5. That's for sure. Hawks got one more at bat to come up, and don't see that happening. There's a fastball swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 1-2 on Nakamura. Only two players in the bottom four of the batting order have reached base for the Marines. A walk in the last half inning to Fujiwara, and a single by Nakamura in the fifth. Outside of that, it has been a quiet back end of the night here for the Marines batters. Here's the pitch. Fastball almost comes inside and hits Nakamura, and the count now is 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Right-hander leans in. Gets his sign from his catcher, Kai. And here comes the 2-2 offering. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball swung on and grounded foul over on the third base side. The count goes to, or remains at 2-2 to Nakamura. On the series, Nakamura is 1 for 4. He's 1 for 2 tonight in this one. That single. As we mentioned earlier in the year, he was hitting in the 3-hole much of the last couple of years. But he has struggled to swing the bat this year and finds himself all the way down in the 9-hole. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Question from Living Room Sports. He says, did the Buffalo Bats grow cold waiting for their opponents? Well, the good news is it is a best of, I believe it's a best of 5 is the next round. I'm going to have to do a double take on that. Fastball misses down, and the count now goes to 3-2. And the answer to that is a possibility of yes. I know what the Yokohama DNA Bay Stars did is that they had a couple of exhibition games scheduled against the Industrial League teams. Whole idea of that was between the end of the season and the playoffs against the Carp. They wanted to get some live speed. There's a fastball swung on. It's lifted foul behind home plate. Count remains at 3-2 to Nakamura. So I think of the Detroit Tigers when they lost to the San Francisco Giants in the World Series. I think that was 2011. Tigers had like a 10-day layoff in between live pitching, and they ended up getting swept away by the Giants. Giants had been playing baseball tooth and nail every day. So yeah, you do want to face live pitching as much as possible. That's why big leaguers like to play every day. Here comes the 3-2 pitch as the right-hander works himself to the set. Payoff pitch is on the way. He kicks and fires. Fastball taken for a called third strike. Not sure what Nakamura was looking at, but he goes down on strikes for the second time tonight. It's his first time looking. Now it's going to bring up the top of the order in Takashi Ogino. So did the Buffalo Bats grow cold? So yeah, I think they will. I think, if anything, whoever comes out of this series, whether it's the Hawks or the Marines, I would probably take one of these two clubs to win that first game of the series just because of that. The layoff, the timing, everything else. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Ogino. That same idea, that same sense that maybe the Carp would beat the Tigers. I think so in that one as well. May not always come to fruition, but it's certainly something that you have to consider. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball that misses outside, and the count now goes even to 1-1 on Ogino. Ogino 1 for 3 tonight. He's got a single in his 3 trips. 3 for 6 in the series. He's been the consummate table setter for the Marines. As the right-hander now kicks and delivers, there's a fastball swung on. It's grounded foul. Or by the bag at third base, and the count goes to 1-2. Something else that you want to keep in mind is when they play this series, as the Cochin Stadium will be hosting ball games, the entire series is played at the Cochin Stadium. So in other words, there's no home games for the Carp. All the games are going to be played at the Cochin. Same thing, the winner of this series, they go to Osaka to play the Buffaloes. Buffaloes, by winning, get all the games at their yard. As there's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted down the right field line. Giving chase is Nakamura, and he's going to make the catch. Nice job by the first baseman. Haul that one in. That is going to retire Ogino for the second out of the inning. It's going to bring up the shortstop, Yudai Fujioka. And if I think of this correctly, the next series is a 7-game, well, I don't know if it's a 7-game series. I think if I know correctly, it's a 6-game series. But the Buffaloes would start with a 1-0 lead. I think that's how that works. I'll have to do a double check. There's been a couple of changes in the playoff structure. So they've got to win 3 to move on. But whoever wins this series, if it's the Hawks or the Marines, would have to win 4. So just an interesting structure, the way that would work. So they'd have to take 4 out of 6. Everything just lines up for the teams that have done their part to win the divisions. And I kind of like that. It rewards them for having to be able to do it. All they got to do is win 3 out of 6. And here comes the 1-0. It's a fastball swung on and missed. Count goes even to 1-1 on Fujioka. Fujioka 2 for 3 tonight. A couple of singles, scored a run. Was caught stealing in the 6th inning. So 2 for 6 on the series for Udai. Here comes the 1-1 pitch as the right-hander ready to deliver. He kicks and fires. Fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep right center field. Moving back on the warning track and making the catch is Tanagawara. Oh, Fukuoka, he sent that for a ride. Just not deep enough, but that is going to retire him for the 3rd out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. We're moving to the 9th inning, everybody. Hang tight with us. We'll be bringing this one home for you. The Hawks will be setting up the top of the order. There'll be Momori, Kawase, and Yanagita when we return. Appreciate you guys for listening in tonight. Pitching change coming up. We'll be right back in just a few.
Steve here from outside his refrigerator that a lot of you like so much. So let's go inside. There's my hot sauces and other stuff. Let's see what we can do here for Freddie. Awesome game, Freddie. Keep up the good work. We love the baseball. So why don't we rip open Garbage Pail Kids just for you and the listeners. Large Marge, she belongs in the fridge. Liberty Libby, well, she belongs down here on the beer. Apple Corey, hey, he's pretty cool. Put him on that beer up here. And Target Margaret. All Series 3 Chrome Garbage Pail Kids. Freddie, back to you in the game, and everybody else, please enjoy everything he does and tip him nicely.
We'll be right back in just a moment. We do have a pitching change as Sawamura is coming in for the Marines. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a few. Welcome back, everybody. We do have a pitching change as the Marines are going back to their bullpen. It is going to be the former Boston Red Sox entering into the fray, and this is going to be the right-hander Hirokazu Sawamura. The big knock on Sawamura when he was with the Red Sox is too many walks, and you could add that right back into the mix here. He has 33 innings pitched here, and he has walked 18 batters, so more than one every other inning. 4 wins and 3 losses in his 34 games for the Marines. He's worked 33 innings, as we said, 18 walks, 24 strikeouts. He has allowed 33 hits, and he's got an ERA of 4.91. It's his second year back in the NPB as he joined Chiba late last year. He is going to be entrusted to have to face the top of the order in Momori, Kawase, and Yanagita. And the first pitch from Sawamura is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. Momori tonight 3 for 4. He's got a single and 2 doubles. He's also got a stolen base and scored a run. A very productive night here as he is enjoying that. 3 for 8 on the series so far. The manager, Fujimoto, looking like a genius, moving him into the top slot. Taking Shudo out of the lineup. There's a fastball swung on and missed. The count now goes to 0-2 on Momori. Looked like it was a 2-seam fastball, not the split finger pitch. Looked like the ball had a little bit of downward taper to it. So Sawamura ready to go again as he holds set at the belt. Here's the 0-2. Fastball swung on and grounded foul over on the first base side. The count now is going to still remain at 0-2 to Momori. And you can pretty much bank that it's going to be Osuna coming in. Try to close it out here for the Hawks in the bottom of the 9th inning. So no balls and 2 strikes. The right-hander working himself into the set, nobody on, and the pitch is a fastball swung on, grounded over to third, fielded by Fukuoka. He has to hurry, or check that Hisanori Yasuda has to hurry, and he is able to get Momori on a ground out 5-3. Momori does run well, and he's gone for the first out of the inning. 1 gone. That brings up Hikaru Kawase. Kawase tonight 1 for 4 in this one, a single and 4 trips. He's also scored a run. Sawamura gets himself a new baseball here as he rubs it up. As we said, Kawase earlier in the ball game, he had 1 out the third base position late in the year. There's a fastball swung on. It is lifted into shallow left field, coming over toward the foul line, and in foul territory and making the catch is Kakanaka. It's going to retire Kawase for the second out of the inning. So he's gone for out number 2, and that's going to leave it all up to the designated hitter, Yuki Yanagita. Well, for Yanagita, he's had a productive night tonight for the Hawks. He's got a double in 4 trips. He's also reached on an error. He's grounded to first, and he has popped out to the second baseman. So officially in the books as 1 for 4. He's also scored and run and driven in a run. Our big mantra so far, as we've talked about over the course of some of these games, is that Yanagita and Kondo really have to deliver for the Hawks for them to win, and Yanagita tonight doing his part. As that fastball is taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Yanagita. They're going, the Hawks are going to fly. If they are not going, the Hawks are in trouble. That would be Kondo and Yanagita, that part of the batting order. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. As a reminder, tomorrow night, if this scoreline stays the same, we will be back with all the live action again. 2 a.m. Pacific, 5 a.m. Eastern. As the right-hander kicks and fires, it's a fastball swung on. It's grounded over to the right side. Fielded by the first baseman, Yamaguchi is going to take it himself. It's a ground out to 3 for the third out of the inning, and that will do it here for the Hawks in their half of the ninth. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left aboard. A nice outing there by Sawamura. We're going to the bottom of the ninth inning. Your score is 3-1. Fujimoto is coming in to let the change be known, but you got to think it's going to be Roberto Osuna when we return after this. Appreciate you guys for listening. We'll be right back in just a few. Pitching change.
Hello, everybody. Steve Rodmacher coming back at you again. And during this pitching change, for a change of pace, let's open some baseball cards. We'll get through these quickly. 2023 Topps Big League. We have rookie card of Tyler Freeman to go along with a Matt Chapman. And why not a Jake Cronenworth? Shoot 'em, Jake! We do have a rookie card of Brett Beatty. That's pretty cool. To go along with the uncommon Carlos Correa. Pretty common to me, but what do I know? Trey Mancini to go along with a rookie of Kodai Senga. Freddie, tell them about Kodai. And one of my favorites, Devin Williams of my Milwaukee Brewers. All right, looks like the pitcher's coming in. Freddie, you can take over now.
That's right, everybody. It is going to be Roberto Osuna. He's just run in from the bullpen. They do have the vehicles, the Mercedes that bring in the pitchers, but Osuna, he chooses to use his feet. He doesn't take the ride at all. So he's going to get his warm-up tosses going here. We're going to be right back in just a few. Appreciate you guys for listening in with us tonight.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. It's Kazuya Kakanaka to lead it off here against the right-hander Osuna. As the first pitch is delivered, it is a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is quickly 0-1. Kakanaka, earlier this year, we were on the call of a game between these two clubs right here in this ballpark, as he had deposited a walk-off home run against Osuna. And he is here, doesn't have the chance for the walk-off, but he's got a chance to try to cut the lead to 1. Or at least be able to get on base. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is now 0-2. Osuna has been absolutely electric this year for the Fukuoka Ball Club. As the right-hander ready to deliver the 0-2 pitch to Kakanaka. And here comes the pitch. Fastball that backs Kakanaka off the plate. The count goes to 1-2. A 0.92 ERA this year. That was up from 0.91 last year when he was a member of the Chiba Lotte Marines. Kakanaka really widens out here with 2 strikes. That is his approach. So here comes the 1-2 pitch. Fastball swung on and fouled away. Count remains at 1 ball and 2 strikes. 49 innings pitched this year for Osuna, allowed 28 hits. The other interesting part, he only walked 6 batters. Now, that's impressive right there. Some of the other bullpen arms that come out and they're walking guys every other inning. Not good enough. There's a fastball swung on and grounded foul over to the first base side. The first base coach makes the play on it. It's going to keep the count at 1-2 to Kakanaka. 0.92 ERA. That's the impressive part. And on the food chain in the Pacific League, as in the Japanese League period, Osuna is a lot higher than most. That is for sure. Here comes the 1-2 pitch as he kicks and fires. It is a fastball taken for a called third strike. Oh, that had a lot of backdoor run. It looked like a 2-seamer. It locked up the hitter, locked up us as well. We're going to look at that. Actually, that's a split finger pitch that had the run of a 2-seamer. Looked like it was going to be starting inside and busted across the plate. Kakanaka down looking for out number 1. That is going to bring up the designated hitter, Gregory Polanco. So this is a fun matchup. Power versus power. Polanco on the night tonight. Officially 0 for 1. He's flown out to left field. He's walked and had a sacrifice fly. 2 for 5 in the series, and he takes a first pitch fastball over for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Polanco. Marines are down to their final at-bats here, trying to find a way to get themselves a couple of runs. Here's the pitch. Fastball that misses way up and out. The count goes even to 1-1 on Polanco. As we said, the Marines down to their final at-bats here in the 9th inning. Osuna leaning in, getting the sign from his catcher, Takuya Kai. Polanco, the imposing figure, standing there at the plate. And here comes the offering as the right-hander works to the set. Kicks and delivers. Fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count now goes to 1-2 on Polanco. I'm not sure if Osuna possesses a changeup or what that changeup would be like. This would be an opportunity right now to pull the string on the left-handed hitting Dominican designated hitter. So here comes the 1-2. As Osuna now works again to the set position. And the pitch is on its way. It's a fastball swung on and fouled right off into the shin of Polanco. Keeps the count at 1-2 strikes. Polanco hopping around a little bit there. That's for sure. Those are tough ones. Fouled it off and bouncing up and down and around and about. So here's the 1-2. Pitch on the way. This one spiked into the dirt. And the count remains at 2-2 to Polanco. I have to say, I got to give Osuna some serious props. We saw him early in the year and he had a pink glove. This one here has got to be a very interesting purple glove that he has. Got to say, I've been around in the North American baseball scene, at least in our area here, for a long time. And I look around and I don't remember anybody having a purple glove. So that is definitely new for me. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into left center field. It's going to get down for a base hit. Nice job there by the left fielder, Kondo, to be able to cut it off. And a base hit here for Polanco as he is aboard. And that is going to bring up the third baseman, Hisanori Yasuda. Well, that is what you don't want. You don't want to let the tying run come to the plate. Good piece of hitting there by Polanco. He picks up his first hit of the evening. Polanco now 3 for 6 in the series. It's not, he's not the reason at all that they are where they're at. He is doing his part here to help the Marine Ball Club. Ironically, he's not going to get pinch run for. There's probably no need. I wonder if they would do it if they were able to get him into scoring position. So here comes the first offering as it's a fastball taken for a called strike by Yasuda, and the count is 0-1. Yasuda has grounded into a double play. He's also grounded out and struck out looking in his 3 trips to the plate. Osuna working himself to the set position. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on. This ball is lined foul down the right field line. Now it's 0-2 here on Yasuda. He had a similar situation in last night's game, although he was in a bunt situation where they wanted him to lay down the bunt. Wasn't able to get it done, and he ended up hitting a single and knocking in a couple of runs. But he is in the hole here at 0-2. Here's the pitch from Osuna. There's a breaking ball that is swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 0-2. Nice piece of hitting there by Yasuda to be able to stay alive. Hawks looking to even the series and bring this one back for tomorrow night. All the action will be recalled again here tomorrow. Hopefully you guys can stay with us for this one. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Fastball swung on. This is lifted foul down the left field line. Count remains at 1-2. 1-2 strikes to Yasuda. There's a lot of prayers going on in the seats in the stands. The fans there are showing them they look like they're in full prayer mode. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball that misses upstairs. Count now goes to 1-2, or check that. Yeah, 1-2. I actually had 1-2 already on Yasuda, but that's what they're flashing up on the scoreboard here. We'll have to keep our eye on that one. I've got 1-2 strikes. Sometimes you got to trust yourself a little bit. Here's the pitch from Osuna. Fastball swung on and missed. And Yasuda goes down on strikes. He's gone for out number 2. Second time tonight he's gone down on strikes. That's going to leave it all up to the first baseman, Koki Yamaguchi. Well, now the Marines are down to their final out. I have to say, you got to tip your hat to Osuna here. He has been absolutely electric. Be interesting to see if he gets a job again in Major League Baseball, and he's still quite young. He's only seems like he's been around forever. He really hasn't been. He's just been just sort of seems like it. He's 28 years old. Here comes the first pitch. It's a fastball down. They appeal over to the first base umpire, but they say he didn't go. 1 ball and no strikes to Yamaguchi. Interesting, the umpire at first base in a full jacket and also has his gloves on. A little interested. I was going to look it up earlier to see what they were looking at weather-wise in Chiba tonight. Some of the players are wearing sleeves. Osuna definitely not. Fastball swung on. Grounded back to the pitcher. Off his glove. He knocks it down. He throws to first. Not an easy play, but that is going to end the ball game. Goes down as a ground out 1-3. And that will do it here in the 9th inning. No runs in the inning. There was the hit by Polanco. There was no errors and 1 runner left aboard. Your final score is the Hawks 3, the Marines 1. And that means that we'll be back on the airwaves tomorrow night. Hang tight, everybody. We'll come back and wrap this up for you. We appreciate you guys for all listening in. And your final score, 3-1. We'll be back in just a couple moments after this. From our friend, Steve Rademacher.
Happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you. Each smile comes back again. Who cares about the clouds when we're together? Just sing a song and think about sunny weather. Happy trails to you until we meet again.
Welcome back, everybody. Well, we're going to wrap this one up, as well as we'll give you the out-of-town scoreboard. The only other game was a 4-2 final. The Hiroshima Carp knocked off the Yokohama DNA Bay Stars 4-2. 4-7-0 for the Carp, 2-7-0 for the Bay Stars. In the relief, it was Shimauchi getting the win for the Carp. He goes to 1-0 in the playoffs. Kamachet Tani, he takes the loss for the Yokohama Ball Club. He's 0-1. Kirbiashi gets the save, his first of the playoffs for Hiroshima. Home runs in the ball game. Nishikawa hit his first, and Sakane hit his first as well. And that is how that one stood. It was a 2-0 lead for the Carp through the first 6 innings. Bay Stars got both of their runs in the 7th. And then it was the Carp responding in the bottom of the 8th inning with a pair of their own. They win that ball game 4-2. Well, this one here tonight, all the scoring came early, and in this one, in the first inning, it looked like this thing was going to be a slugfest. With 1 out, the Hawks, Hikaru Kawase singled. After a ground out by Yuki Yanagita, up stepped Kensuke Kondo, and he singled home Kawase with the first run of the ball game, as the Hawks had taken early 1-0 lead. In the bottom of the first inning, Chiba responded with 1 out. Yudai Fujioka singled. Then it was Kakanaka singling. Then it was up-stepped Gregory Polanco with runners on the corners, and he had a deep fly ball to right center field to bring home Yudai Fujioka with the tying run. But the Hawks scored their other 2 runs in the 3rd inning. A leadoff double by Momori. After a ground out by Kawase moved Momori over to 3rd. Up-stepped Yuki Yanagita, and he drove home Momori with an RBI double down the left field line. Kondo then grounded out, and then it was Nakamura singling home Yanagita to give the Hawks a 3-1 lead, and that's where this one ended. The win is going to go to Kohei Arihara. He picks up the win in this one. The loss will be attached to the starter Yuji Nishino for the Chiba Lotte Marines. All right, everybody. Once again, we appreciate you guys for listening in and for being here tonight. Hopefully, you guys will come on back over again and see us tomorrow, as it'll be a one-and-done showdown late tomorrow night between these two ball clubs. The only game in town will be between the Hawks and the Marines. Road Scholar, we appreciate you for being here again as well. We thank everybody else for checking in with us tonight. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. It'll help us out, and maybe we'll have a few more people show up tomorrow night for all the action. Thanks again, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.